Cassidy King here. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Making a wall over to my right. This is the Sports Goombahs. Ranting and beefing the 515 Studios here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. You want to call, chime in tonight, you give us a call. 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. We're live at www.sgshow.net. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram. Listen, you don't want to call in. Might want to rant and beef on Twitter tonight because we got you up on the big board here. So you can just tweet your way for the next couple hours. Anything sports, anything you want.
Or non-sports.
Whatever is,
whatever. You want to tell us that?
Whatever's rattling your brain tonight.
You want to tell us Brendan's hair looks nice tonight? Let us know.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Brendan has hair tonight.
Look at that. In 1 week, you can grow hair like that. It's outrageous.
Eat your vegetables, kids.
That's what happens.
And you can tweet us at Sports Goombahs on Twitter.
Yeah, that's right.
Always helps when you throw it out there. Where to find us? Cashy always helps.
Listen, you just go, you just type.
You get Wall Peasy too, right?
You just search.
You can always find me personally at Wall
Put a
Peasy.
search
And
out
Chef
there.
to the left B. Chef to left B.
You want all the latest in wrestling? That's me. You want all the latest in cooking world? That's the chef.
And you know all the latest in bullshit. It's me. Because I'll give it to you.
If you want all the latest in
I got plenty of
mattresses.
Mattresses. Let me tell you something about this week's mattress.
Come on.
Oh, no, come on. No, seriously. Yeah, I got to let everybody know. Look at me. Look at me. I'm moving now, man.
It's all refreshed.
Let me tell you something. This mattress I got now is the best. Okay? After 4 of them, it has to be the best because I'm shit out of luck if this one doesn't work. I'm stuck with it for the next 5-6 years at least to pay it down. Freaking automobile, But it's, it's that foam. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm sleeping like a baby all of a sudden. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either because I thought babies historically wake up every hour screaming. Yeah.
So Caddy wants to wake up every hour and be breastfed. That's basically what it.
First hour of Sports Goombahs is brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters, #1 public adjusters in the Delaware Valley. Give them a call, 215-752-1237. Or check them out at Castle Public Adjuster or castlepa.com. Well, guys, I'm going to start off with something a little soft here. It's called golf. All right, Yeah. Last week you predicted the winner, and he choked his way to second place
through what is it?
I was rooting for you the whole way there.
Through 71 holes, I was the man.
Well, you had to see it coming. That whole last round, he was missing like by an inch here, 2 inches there. He was setting himself up for that.
Look, if you guys want the second place finisher in majors, I got it covered. Yeah. I'm 2 for 2 in second place finishers.
I guess you are.
How my boy do? Did he even show up?
He wasn't even.
I'm sure.
Hold on, I got it in my notes, but I didn't think he was in it.
I saw Tiger fall down the hill. I saw Phil Mickelson chopping away there. He was like he was doing some gardening work there for I think it was the 18th hole. He butchered or whatever. But the thing that stood out the most for me in the entire Open was the telecast. I mean, what was Fox doing here? I mean, it was more of like they were trying to televise a football game. I mean, the nonstop chatter, the background, everything that was going on in golf and every player. And I don't know who was doing the camera work, but
it was horrible this time.
I got a freaking high definition, top notch television set, and I can't find the ball. Now I know the course itself, you couldn't tell the fairways from the greens. Everything was brown. The whole course was brown.
Now weren't they? This course was getting huge, talk about how they have to play.
They weren't happy.
They weren't happy with the U.S. I know there was who went on a tirade about how bad it was.
Garcia went bitching and moaning, but he always bitches and moans, But he went off on. He did an interview with some gorgeous looking broad they had out there, as Fox can only do. Brings her out, stands about 20 feet away from him, holding the microphone. I guess he stunk or something because she didn't want to go near him, and he didn't sound like he was real happy about anything that went on. But that's him. He's like the sad loser all the time. He's like, he's always in the top 10, but he never finishes top. I think he's been pissed off because he came into golf just when Tiger Woods did too, and it kind of tore him up his first 10 years of this. But he always bitches and moans about that stuff. But bottom line is that Fox should stick to football, baseball, whatever. Is that Joe Buck there? Doing little halftime stuff. He was there. He was back in the booth, doing interviews and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was catching bits and pieces of it on, through the work TVs and all that.
Hard to watch.
Sound wasn't on, and you just sat there and watch it. And there were some really good shots being made, but like I said, it was a hard course to watch. And normally when we always give props to all the camera guys. They're like the best in the world. They're the best. I don't know what the hell happened this time.
The camera's going left and right and pan all over the place.
And it's in the sand. I can see it in the sand. I'm like, come on, please.
I was telling Mike when it came in here, I said, it's a wonder. They had when a player teed off, they showed him still in his full stance, standing there at the tee box while the ball was going. They had the red arrow thing, the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not supposed to depend on that.
It's like hockey.
It's extra. You're supposed to have a camera following that ball in the air. And the only way the Fox cameras found it was when it was bouncing on the fairway. That's when they found it.
They figured they had the technology left over from when they had NHL, so they figured they got Fox track.
Fox had NHL? When did they have NHL?
Weren't they the ones that first did the Fox track with the puck, the blue light on the puck?
I thought that was ESPN. That's what I thought.
No,
I think
ESPN,
it was Fox.
No, ESPN. That's way before Fox was even in the sports.
The shadow puck, whatever it was.
The blue puck. The blue
puck.
puck.
And it would change color with the speed.
No, that was NBC. Yeah, NBC.
That was Fox's first contract.
Nah, Fox. Now, ESPN ran that stuff. Ran hockey in the beginning. They brought hockey to the limelight, I think. But anyway, you watch. Once again, Tiger Woods didn't even make the cut, and Phil Mickelson was playing lousy, and Rory McIlroy. Was he missing putts every time I turned? He was missing a 2-footer.
Oh my God!
He's got chick problems. Obviously, there's a problem.
He's got chick. He's got to be chick problems.
Got to be chick problems, man. He's not playing well at all. Is he still number one? Is he the number one golfer?
I'm not quite sure.
He didn't play like it, man.
Spieth.
He's a player.
We made jokes about it, like before he won. He won. What do you call it? Masters? Like, he ain't ready. He ain't ready.
He's ready.
I guess he's ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
And poor Wayne Gretzky is sitting there thinking, this kid, your boy knocked up his daughter. And well, at least he's going to win the U.S.
Is that
Open.
true? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson, yeah.
Dustin Johnson?
Yeah, his guy.
Didn't he have some problems, man? Doesn't he got like a track record of
shit in the bed? Yeah.
Drinking and stuff like that?
No, he's a track record. He's like the ultimate joker.
Yeah, but doesn't he have some kind of issues? Like
I don't know him personally, so no. I
think when they were talking, well, if you listen to Fox, they got into his life there a little bit. They were like, talking about.
Have you seen Wayne Gretzky's daughter?
Oh yeah, that's
quite the looker.
Well, look at his wife. I mean, look at the whole family. It's all like a beauty thing.
Well, I just went to Google his name and it came up Dustin Johnson, Justin Johnson's wife, Justin Johnson, drugs. So maybe you might be onto something there.
Yeah. I heard something. I mean, look, Fox had to talk about something. They picked apart every player, anything that they did. It's almost like watching when what's his name does hockey. When a guy's on a breakaway, he gets his life story before he gets to the net. Who's our boy on NBC? Or the hockey channel. Doc Emmerich.
Doc Emmerich.
Yeah, he's like a guy skating down. Like even during and we'll go back to the Chicago game last week, which we'll talk about later on. Guy skating down a breakaway. You got his whole life story before he takes a shot.
You got a little more downtime in golf. You had the time to do that.
Yeah, right. What, the ball's in the air?
They used to do that all the time in baseball. You'd always hear Sarge telling some.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget the one story. He spanned a full inning talking about how Chris Volstad, his dad was a dentist. A full inning about it.
That's about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm like, oh man, I was like, this is where we're at now.
Yeah, Volstad. Yeah. So that was the golf experience. I mean, if you're going to carry the U.S. Open, you got to prepare.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Fox had no idea what they were doing there, and I was saying stuff to people, and they were like, "Why are you making a big deal?" I'm like, "It's not I'm making a big deal. It's what I do." I'm especially when it's hampering my ability to watch the sport.
Let me interject real quick. Breaking news: the U.S. women scored up 1-0.
What they score?
Might be bringing a
soccer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the World Cup.
Oh, is it Women's World Cup?
Yeah, we're in a round of 16 already. We're about to knock out Colombia.
I didn't cover that, man. Sorry.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
it was awesome. Just happened.
Awesome.
That's great, man.
All right, if you're going to start
keep you
World
posted,
Cup, I want to know what was up with all those Chinese guys playing for the women's team.
I said the same thing to my brother.
Really? I'm like,
did you see who scored the game winner?
No.
It looked like just a 15-year-old boy. Like, man, it really did.
The one girl looks like a 35-year-old man.
What's up with all that?
I don't know. I even said, I was like, I would want something. I would want somebody to test it. I'll show you a picture of this when we have time. But yeah, it was bad. They look like. I mean, I understand girls having short hair. It's not just the hair. Their faces look like boys. Look like men.
It looked like a guy. It's like
I'll show you, Cashy.
Yeah,
You'll be
it
outraged.
It was pretty
Yeah,
rough.
You'll come out of a break ranting and raving. What is going on? This isn't fair.
It's not
It'll be
fair.
like, B, that's a dude, B.
It's a dude. If you tell me it's a dude, it's a dude.
Oh no, this is our goal. We scored.
It's soccer. Whatever you got to do to soccer to make it good, they'll do. They got to make guys.
Well,
They got to sneak the guys in to play with the girls so that the game's bettable and watchable. Let's do it.
No,
you guys check the big board. I got it up there for you.
I saw it. It was cool. The game was exciting. The game
Number 20 is a girl.
No, well, this is America.
This is the goal.
We look like women.
This is the goal.
Alex Morgan.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to brush up, man.
You got to get with the
What am I watching
times.
here? Come on.
You got to get with the
I'm
times.
talking golf, and you threw up this bogus sport of soccer.
This bogus sport in the middle of golf.
I think it takes a little more athleticism to be a soccer player or
I don't know, man.
or a football player.
Listen, you play golf. Putting that ball in the hole ain't easy.
Look,
man.
I play golf sometimes, and if I can do it, it's not a sport.
Are we athletes?
No,
All right then. There
No.
you go. Good,
I'm not.
good.
I'm not running around for 90 minutes
Why is
straight.
that argument with golf?
It's a game.
It's a game. You're absolutely right. But you can be an athlete and play it. And
Oh, I'm not saying you're not an athlete.
You can be.
You don't have to be an athlete to play baseball either. Look at half of that.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to run. So,
But I'm sure.
Well,
really.
yeah, maybe-
I'm sure
maybe
Jordan
you
Spieth would kick my ass in any sport.
know. Yeah, he looks like he's all put together. I mean,
So
he's
did-
got
yeah,
that, he's
so
got that
Tim
Tiger Woods thing
Dustin
going.
Johnson. They're both like 6'4", like good athletic.
Well, let's look
guys.
at it this way. You talk about golf and the longevity of the players and the senior tour and all that stuff. But if you look at what happens to these golfers when they're in their mid 30s, early 40s, they start to break down. Even though it's not a contact sport, it's a grueling. You still got to walk it. You got to be fit to keep going. You can be a schlubber, a fat guy who has a good swing and he can play, but how long is he going to last? How long can he keep going 18 holes 4 days in a row in the heat? You got to be in some kind of shape to make it.
How long did Daly do it?
Not long. Well, he drank himself to oblivion. He could have gone longer. But you look at the guy who's the big dude who was good when we
The wall. Walrus.
Craig Stadler.
Craig Stadler was huge.
Duffy
man.
Waldorf.
Yeah, where's he at? He ain't playing. He shows
Yeah, but
up.
that was 20
They're
years
50.
ago.
But I'm saying there's the
They were that size
well,
for
yes,
like
but
10, 15 years.
That's a physique we used to see in golf because we knew it wasn't about the sports, about the swing and and the time to play. But now it's all about the athlete because, well, first of all, the money's there now. The money's outrageous.
Well, also too. Let's. All right, I'll even give you this. Let's be a little more
I
realistic.
mean, Tiger Woods is in such good
they're
shape.
majors for a reason.
Yeah.
There's only 4 of them a year, right? 4 or 5
4.
majors a year.
Four
Four
majors,
majors a year. Now they have all these other ones like the Honda Classic and all this other stuff.
Still cash.
Still money.
Oh, plus
Still a
money,
hell of a lot of money. But okay, when you were the Bear or all these guys, Nicholas and all, Chichi Rodriguez, you were playing maybe 8 times a year.
Yeah.
These guys are playing every other week.
That's
now.
because they have sponsors. There's money behind every time they show
No, they're
up.
playing like every week.
Yeah, but back then you didn't have 35,000 channels to watch it. You have a golf channel. They got to put something on it. They can't keep rerunning the stuff.
No, I understand what you're saying about the whole being an athlete now. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we play one game, one day.
I can get through 18, man.
I can get through 18, but it's
With a
like,
cart.
but I'm usually drunk
Yeah.
with a cart and sitting in trying to chill. And then I go home like, man, I'm tired from playing a game.
But if they told you that there was $500,000 every time you went out to play, you would get yourself in shape. You wouldn't drink. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You get
yeah.
yourself
Well,
together.
the thing is,
like, hey, look, I don't golf. I drink and hit something with a stick.
Well, if you want to go out and drink and play a little golf, it's fine. You want to go out golf and drink a little bit. It depends. You got to plan that day. Me, I'm a Sunday morning golfer, so there's not a lot of drinking going on a Sunday morning. There's a lot of coffee going on when I'm out there.
when you're out there.
When you're out there,
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay, but
Not the people I play with.
Not the people I
There's a lot
play
of
with
drink-
either.
There's a lot of drinking going on. Doesn't matter what time you play.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. A problem.
maybe that's why the bowling going on.
That's why I always
Yeah.
win too.
Yeah.
Yo, Cassie, if
I
you
get
drink enough,
aggravated.
there's more
I get
holes.
aggravated too fast. man.
There's more holes if you drink enough.
I would love to watch Cashy play 18.
It's actually fun. I play golf
I'm a
with him.
player, man. I can hit the ball
Be a player.
forward. I'm a player.
Oh, we gotta get a game going then.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll tell you what. Give us a call. Next call gets to be our 4th.
Oh,
There you
God,
go.
Please don't do that.
Give us a
Yeah, there you go.
267-563-2893. Give us a call. Bring something to the table, and we'll take your golf one out some Sunday morning. The 6-pack's on us, or the case, or or the bottles or whatever you guys do when you go out.
I don't drink. That's the thing.
Oh.
That's why I win, because they get drunk.
That's why I win.
Okay,
they
I'll tell you what. The next 2 callers.
And they wilt away.
Mike would drive the cart and give us breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, right. There you go.
He's the designated driver.
That's funny. But anyway, back to the broadcast. I mean, I wouldn't pick on it if the golf was good, or at least I saw that it was good. But when you got to struggle to watch something on TV like that, when I got to get up out of my seat and walk up to my screen and see where the ball is, that's exactly what I had to do. Am I kidding you? Yeah, I walk up to see where it was.
Yeah.
Find the white dot on the brown surface.
Yep. Absolutely.
It was nuts. So, but Fox got to do a better job of that. But that's what they are. I mean, they're
I want to know though. Like, I understand. Like, I was talking to some real golf fanatics because this is one of the ones I pay attention to every year. I pay attention to the Masters and the Open, and I look at it and I go. I looked at the course and I went, I can't be the course. I cannot be the course for the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. I looked at it and went, is this the British Open? I could see this being the British Open, link style golf course. But then I looked at the condition of it, and it was like, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. I understand it's somewhere in Washington, but still, it's freaking June. How do you have the U.S. Open? You're going to get national exposure, and you already got a lot of good, is that right word? Street cred for your golf course. You got a lot of credibility, a lot of people tweeting about your golf course to the point where you're sold out a lot. Yeah. How the hell do you let, with all the money coming in and all this crap, how do you let that product of your course get out there? How does that happen?
I don't know. Well,
I understand link style. There's a difference. There's a couple of link style courses around here that don't look that shitty.
Well, TV makes it look a little worse than it is, because you see everything from above. But that was ridiculous. I mean, and when the players start moaning about it, then you know something's really wrong because they play on the best of the best all the time.
To the point, I think they shortened it up at the end.
I mean, the worst course they usually
to make it more exciting because people were bitching.
Right, the worst course. There's a freaking volcano around there, so you can't be that great. The surface moves around a little bit. I mean, the worst course they play on is the British Open, right? That's always cloudy, always foggy. It's
rainy, whatever.
It's rainy, a lot of sand, not much lawn, a lot of fescue, all kinds of bullshit all over it. But it's known. That's the way it's done.
That's the way that course is.
They're prepared for that course. They're prepared for bunkers, 10 feet down. That's the way it is. When you come out to a course like this, where there's no trees. I mean, was there any trees? There were a couple trees here and there.
I didn't see a lot.
I've never seen a tree. In the distance, I remember seeing, but everything looked like it was like, you had hazards. That's all. You had a bunch of hazards, a lot of sand hazards, a lot of dunes and rocks and stuff like that. But you can even see when they putted the ball, you can see the ball bouncing on the green. You can see that bounce. That you don't usually see. It's like
I've played a couple of nice courses. You probably played a lot nicer courses than I have because you're the king. I'm not going to say anything, but I never. It looked like they were putting in sand sometimes. Sometimes it looked like that's how worn the greens looked.
Where's that? That's in Washington, right? Washington State.
Right outside of Washington. Seattle, I think.
Seattle, it's not the best weather in the world, not the best weather to grow grass. And when they tell you got a volcano, an active volcano, because there's an active volcano out there. Oh, that's great. That can't make for a good surface, 24/7, 365 days a year. So, the course has to be maintained well. And that wasn't. And I don't think you ever see them play there again, for the most part. No. I don't think that's off the map as far as it's concerned.
Well, and the worst part is it's only open what, 6 years? 6 years.
Yeah, well, they got work
6 years. They got on somebody's radar after 2 because it takes 4 years at least to set something like that up to find out to be in the running and then have the official announcement. So after 2 years, so you knew 3 years. 2 years that you were going to have the U.S. Open. And that's the way you wanted people to view your golf course.
No. I think that what they planned on having it like a links golf course. They wanted to have it shaped out like it was supposed to be. I don't think they realized that their fairways would be that bad and the greens. I mean, it just didn't work out for them. I mean, the climate itself in that kind of place, it didn't work out. Maybe they needed 3 years to make it work.
Oh, if you look at Seattle, some spray paint.
That green down.
Look at Seattle. I'm going to say, just judging by where it is on the map compared to Scotland, it's got to have some similar in St. Andrews in Scotland and in Northern England. It's got to have some similar weather patterns that you look at and go, okay, they could have done a better job. That's all I'm saying.
They're used to it. They're used to it out there. I want to give a little shout out to a new advertiser.
I saw that. Yeah.
Justin Price Associates, contractors, from rebuilding your home brand new as you like it to repairing your house with a fire. Give them a call, 215-904-6445, or check them out at Facebook. Just type in Justin Price Associates. That's 215-904-6445. Give them a call. Tell them the Sports Goombahs sent you. Give you a little discount. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I got Justin Price Associates, my man, pots and pans. All right, that's enough golf talk, I guess. We beat that thing to a dead horse, a dead course, or whatever. We beat it to a dead course. You with us, Mike?
Yeah, just watching Maikel Franco hit his second homer of the game.
Yep.
He's now hitting .314. He's 4 for 4 tonight. 5 RBIs.
You know what? It's funny when you bring that over. Let's go right. We'll go right into base because I want to talk about that.
All right.
I had the full pleasure of going to a game Saturday night. I took out one of our clients. Man, B Zim took him out from BZI Group.
When you advertise with the Goombahs,
yeah, we take you right out. We take you to a baseball
we take you
game.
to a sub 25 under 500.
Right. So I managed to drag him out to a game because I wanted to cater to our clientele. So I take him there, and of course we didn't expect a whole lot. We went to the game. We sat and had some great seats to have as usual.
Mm-hmm.
We fell asleep for the first couple innings, and thank God that I knew the peanut lady because she hit us in the head with the peanuts a couple times to wake us up. It was a nice night. It was supposed to rain. It didn't rain. It was relaxing. We sat back. There was hardly anybody there the first couple innings. All stuck on 95. But then the product on the field kind of deteriorated through the innings. The first couple innings there was some decent pitching, some good plays, but then the Phillies are just not there. The team's not there. They're just not even trying. We were fortunate to have a TV screen above us where we sit. We could watch the play right after the pitch. And I was watching, and for the show, I was just analyzing a lot of things, watching the pitches being taken by this ball club. I mean, at a major league level, you're taking these kind of pitches. I mean, I'm not just talking Ryan Howard. I'm talking everybody, the entire lineup, except for our boy here who knows how to hit. Look how nice he makes contact, and he didn't have a great game. He had a hit, and what's going to left fielder? Ashley, our converted left fielder, hit a home run, and that was the joy of the night until the 8th inning, to where we got up and walked out, which was even a better joy, going home in no traffic. I don't think if we went left in the 9th inning, there would have been traffic.
Yeah, I went to a game.
It's a shame.
Like 2 weeks ago. I stayed the whole time. It went like 11 innings, which I was kind of happy for because, I mean, there's already enough people that leave in the 8th and 9th. Now 11. I mean, by the time we left, you left. You went on the 95. You went home. There was no traffic.
Yeah.
Not like the old days. We had to sit in park lot for a half hour. Also want to interject 2-0 USA.
Yeah, well,
on this
good.
Not real sport, accordingly.
Well, no. Well, they've crushed. They've beat them twice before, 3-0. I do believe.
Oh my God! You interrupted my baseball story here.
For
interrupting, I do believe you were sitting there in stone cold silence when I said that. But I mean,
here's the thing. Well, I was getting hit on the on text message. What are you, nuts? Phillies all right. People actually still
Who is that?
No, not the Candyman.
Oh, okay.
Even the Candyman's dropped off. He's about had it.
It was Freddie went in the tank.
Yeah, Freddie. He went. That's great. I purchased him a Freddie Galvin's jersey, and now I can't give it to him. I feel like I'm mocking him if I give him the jersey.
It's a shame too because he deserves it. His loyalty.
Even though the team's rotten. I mean, when I say rotten, they're still players. I think there's a coaching problem going on down here. I don't want to call it motivation, but when you have players just standing up there and they don't even look like they're swinging. And they're taking pitches and guessing. When the teams have when the batters are all guessing at pitches, and you can see that by seeing the replay right away. How can you swing so low and a ball so high? You know what I mean? That's it. When you're doing like that, then And then you got runners on base, and they're stealing opportunities, and you're not even going. You're not even attempting to go. Now Yadimir Molino, whatever his name is, I can say his name.
Yadier Molina?
Yeah, he's a great catcher, and you can't steal on him, but you got to at least try.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, listen to me. You got to try when you're this bad.
No. You don't.
You
what do
do.
you mean?
It's a wasted out. Then I mean,
He throws out like 85% of the runners.
Either that, or you got to put in a hit and run. You got to do something to move the runners. You just
you're just saying how bad they're hitting. Why would you hit and run? You're leaving yourself out dry.
I understand that. What I'm trying to say is you got to, when you're this big, you got to start attempting that kind of stuff. I mean, you're going to lose the game. You're losing the game anyway, right? Most likely you're going to lose the game. So you got to start doing things.
I don't agree.
What are you going to? Well, let me ask you something. If you go to, if you're out there to play, you just got to keep playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, right? Even though you're bad. I mean, what's the difference if you're losing because you're not trying certain things? In the beginning, the Phillies were doing a little bit of small ball, and that fell apart.
Because the very few base runners they get, you're not just going to sacrifice in an automatic,
Well, they did. They sacrificed. The guy never made it to second or third.
I didn't literally mean sacrifice. Yeah. I meant you're not going to send him out to be crucified by getting gunned out at second base because there's no one on this team that's fast except for Revere.
Well, you don't get on base enough.
I mean,
is Hernandez not fast?
He's not fast enough.
I don't know. So
Molina.
Well, then it's a shame that you have to get a guy on first base and you're not moving him. You just don't have the batters to move him.
That's the luxury of having a 8-time Gold Glove catcher like Molina. That's what happens. Teams don't run on you.
Here's the thing. You think it's just us?
Well, that's not my point.
How many attempted stolen bases are on any of the Molinas? I mean, they're going to throw you out.
I think he's they do.
I understand. I know, but B, I know the player. I know who I'm talking about, but I'm talking. You got to make the attempt. You're going to be out either way. I mean, and on the first, second, third, and fourth inning when they had opportunities like that, they didn't make it. They were out at second base on the force anyway. So at least you take the chance of having. No,
but why would you on the freak chance that he gets hit by a pitch? Now you got man first and second, okay, and you. So why would I don't?
Who's pitching? Lackey? He don't hit play. He's not hitting anybody.
I'm just saying.
I mean, but I'm
looking at it going like you can't just throw away and out like that. I mean, like if you don't. That's like the fat kids.
I disagree. I disagree. When you're contending and you need to do things like that, then I can see that. But when you're at a ball club that's shot and you got nothing going on, you take chances like that. You got first we can try to entertain the fans. At least they'll come. They see you trying to steal a base. At least you put an effort into it.
So you would have sat there and went, you know what? Send Howard.
You're mocking me. I'm not. No, I'm not. No, that's a stupid analogy. You say, I'll send Howard. The guy can't hardly make it to first base. I'm not sending him. I'm talking about Franco when he's on there.
Franco's not fast.
Franco's not fast at all. It's the same thing. Him and Howard in a dead run? Come on.
No, him and Howard in a dead run. What do you think that would look like?
Franco's going to win the race, but it's not going to be by some crazy margin.
Yeah.
I mean Franco has like 11, 12 years on Howard as well.
Don't give me Howard at anybody. That's ridiculous.
Well, of course it's ridiculous. But the whole thing, I mean, I know we don't talk about stats, but he's 7 straight Gold Gloves.
I know.
He's led the league in throwing out runners 4 times in his career. It's what he does. They have a better chance of him not throwing. They have a better chance of trying to steal that base than playing hit and run or waiting for the next guy. They have a better chance of getting the guy on base and then hoping for a home run.
Yes.
When you play on a tiny ballpark.
Not against Lackey.
Lackey's awful.
Well, he wasn't. Yes, he wasn't on Saturday.
Well, of course, he was on the Phillies.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You got to take the opportunities. You got a guy on first, but you got to get him a second somehow. Make the catcher throw a couple times. He throws you out once, fine. And then you try him again another. If he doesn't throw the ball at all, what's the difference? At least you have a chance.
And then when you get thrown out 3 times, it's, what the hell are they doing running arena?
He's a horrible coach. He's sending.
You got to fire him.
He's a horrible coach because he didn't try to steal the base.
Wow. Agree to disagree.
I'm with that.
How? You bring freaking Howard up. Why don't I send Howard? Come
Cody
on.
Ashe then.
Well, don't go back to Cody Ashe now.
I'm going to go to Cody Ashe.
What about him?
He can't run either. I could outrun Cody Ashe on the bases.
That's not true.
I'm deceptively fast. You ever see the chef's legs? I'm telling you.
That's the point. The point I'm trying
like
to get
Clydesdale.
It's so bad that the only thing we have to argue about is opportunities. But then they come back the next day and they bang out 9 runs because
against. Well, they're going to bang out what? They're got 8 tonight. They're at 10 now.
Yeah.
Against 2 good pitchers in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so go figure.
Don't worry, they'll get 10
tomorrow. That just goes to show. Maybe you're right. Maybe they should steal everything.
Tomorrow,
right?
And tomorrow's in a better game for them to play. And tomorrow's it's one of my picks tomorrow. This is a game. This is a game you got to be on. Okay, I know I've been we'll get to that when I come back. I've been sour, but this is a little homework on a Tuesday night. So, check back into us when we do our plays. Anyway, back to the Phillies game. When I was there, there was no entertainment whatsoever. I mean, when you close your eyes and you listen, there's a lot of moaning and groaning going on in the stands. Something you haven't heard from in years. At least I haven't. You know, for the most part, everybody, you know, bitching, moaning, and beefing every pitch, every play. And the most that I heard, the most that I heard, and the people who were there who gave a shit was the coach. You know, the manager. The manager's got to go. He's not, you know, he's not intense enough. He's not coaching the team.
Doesn't even matter.
Right. It doesn't really matter. But you know what? He's going to go. He's going to
eventually. Yeah,
take
he
the
will.
fall.
Eventually.
That's just the way it is.
It's just like, I mean, it's so funny how we have such a negative view of Ryan Sandberg. Right. And his team is awful, correct?
He hasn't had a team to play with. Yeah, we hasn't somebody to coach with.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I'm not. Let me finish this before you jump on me. We all want Ruben gone as well.
Who?
Amaro.
All right.
Now the Sixers are even worse than the Phillies, probably. We love Brett Brown.
We
love Sam Hinkie.
We're so used to it. It's a sad scene.
It's just like, well, why is that? Again, but the reason I said, let me finish was because I'm the same way. I want Ruben. I don't care about Sandberg. I think he's fine because it doesn't matter. I want Ruben gone. But with the Sixers, I love Brett Brown and I love Sam Hinkie. But why is that acceptable? But it's
not to me. Well, we had this conversation. I want to bring a little more Sixers talk up later. I can't believe I just said that, but yeah.
But the general
you got me interested though.
But the general fan base, why is that like a generally accepted? Like, I mean, what's the point of firing Sandberg?
Nope.
Bring in somebody else. Now you're paying two coaches.
Yep.
To be just as bad. You're not going anywhere.
Exactly. And it's the whole Craig Berube syndrome. It's why they didn't fire Berube, because they knew that they weren't. Now you got the draft. We got both drafts coming up this week, which is awesome. I'm excited for both of them. You got both drafts. Why would you do that? Like, it didn't matter. It still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter until you prove to me that you got a good, half-decent farm system. Why waste the money, the time, and energy trying to find a new coach? Right now, you don't think that somebody doesn't have it? Like, if you're smart like Hextall was, you knew who it was. You know who you want. But why approach him now? Why go crazy right now? Let's keep an eye on him. We'll watch him. And when we stockpile all these picks, 11 out of 101 in a really, really deep draft, it's not stupid. It's a game plan. That's all.
I agree.
We're talking hockey? We're talking hockey?
We're talking all three. Coaches. That's what we're talking. Coaches.
Yeah. Well, Sandberg has been so, his personality is what it is. And another thing, if you look at the Phillies team itself in general, there's the leadership. I mean, I'm not big on the leadership in the locker room stuff, but you got to have somebody that steps up. And when your veterans are playing so bad, they can't be the one stepping up because they're playing so bad. I mean, you look at Utley. Utley is pretty much at batting 180, shouldn't even be in the major leagues, but it's Utley. And you think he's going to come out of it. You hope he comes out of it. Maybe he can't. Maybe it's not physically possible for him anymore. Maybe he just doesn't have it. I mean, some players just die out. You say, oh, he's only 34 years old. But, hey, look, some players, you can play in the
steroid era anymore.
Yeah, right. You don't have
steroid era. He'd be hitting 35 bombs a year.
And he can't come close to doing anything close to that. You don't want to get in trouble with. But, there's no leadership. There's nobody on this team right now to get into anybody's face. It's just not going to happen unless they bring in a trader and bring in a veteran, someone who's been around the league who can step into this locker room and try to, make it different. I mean, it's got to be difficult because, first of all, there's a language barrier going on in the Phillies dugout now too. There's, they got translators all over the place. You don't know who you're dealing with. You can't understand. So how are guys supposed to hang out with each other? I mean, to make a good team, you got to have some kind of cohesiveness in there. And if you don't have it,
there's a way to bond with your team.
Yeah, it's called playing good.
And well, it's not even that. It's just you got to have some common goal in mind. And this team is disheveled right now. There is no common goal.
Well, common goal is to win a World Series in baseball, but you got your common goal here is just to
compete.
It's an inning. Let's have a good inning. They're at the point now where it looks like the games they do win are all about good innings. It's not about an entire game of playing well. I mean, even when you're ace pitchers in there, you're not doing it for it anymore. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Hamels, I don't want to hear about Hamels anymore. Is he a product of this team or is he a product of his ability to pitch anymore? I mean, I don't want to hear about they're not getting runs for him anymore. Okay, so be it. Don't get any runs for him, fine. Don't let anybody runs either. But now let's look at Hamels. He's not young anymore either. He might be the type of pitcher who just, he's not going to last a whole 20 years like your typical aces do. It just doesn't happen.
Typical aces do not last 20 years.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Listen, okay, what do they got? 14 to 20 years? I mean, let's look around at the guy. What's he been around? He's been around since what, 05? 04.
roughly.
04. So what's he? He's 10. He's 12 years in, 13 years in. Okay. Does he have another 7 years left in him? I think so.
Nobody really does. Nobody does.
You know,
That's hard to say.
I think Hamels does. He goes
3 years. I'll give you 7. There's too much shit going on there.
Okay. What is
because look how fast Doc broke down.
Doc had a history of injuries. With Toronto, he was injured a lot.
I'm just saying he went from to
he had a lot of freak injuries in Toronto.
Yeah, but he was injured though. I'm just saying he got
hit in a line drive in his shin, shattered his shin. I mean, that's not really.
But that's an injury.
Yeah, but that's not anyone in the world gets injured on that one. But I don't.
An injury is an injury. You have injuries. I mean, there's very few pitchers that go. When you're in that position, I mean, come on, let's face it. A pitcher is not a natural toss. The whole routine. The body's not supposed to do that. That's why it's so unique to have good pitchers or pitchers that last that long. I just think at this point they keep talking Hamels. He's gone. He's going the end of the year. He's going somewhere.
Deadline, hopefully.
Yeah, he's going somewhere. The whole team should be going somewhere. I mean, if someone's will afford them for the most part. I mean, how long can you put out these players? I mean, it's a 3-year run of pretty much awful baseball, right? For the most part, 3 years, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. I don't think it can get any better. I don't have the ability. I never saw a farm team that doesn't have a left fielder coming up. Every team has a left fielder. They have somebody in their farm system, or a shortstop. They have somebody out there. There's a name that flows.
We do have a shortstop.
What's that?
We do have a shortstop.
Where is it? Okay, but he's not good enough to come up yet.
Well, he's 19.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. There's usually somebody there that's ready to come up and play a little bit. And you saw it all the years that wait from. Every team has a shortstop, a left fielder, a center fielder. They have that. One of the 3 players. They have somebody coming up that they can bring up from the farm system that that you watch while you're watching the team play.
We have that. It's Franco.
He's here already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's one player. He's one player.
And that's actually funny you mentioned this because we did get a tweet from @Kyle Walpole. He tweeted and said at Sports Goombahs, with all the MLB top prospects getting called up recently and Franco playing so well, he said, when should we expect to see J.P. Crawford, Aaron Nola, and the rest of the guys? And that's a good point. That's a good point. Like I said, JP's still too young. Like I said, I think he's 20 now, but he's already at AA. He's by far the youngest player in AA, all of AA baseball. That's a good sign. Number one. And Nola just got promoted to AAA. Yeah. So we'll probably see him. We may see him. We'll see. I think we're going to see him before then. To be honest,
August.
I mean, we're pulling guys up the streets. Kevin Correa was at home, watching TV, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to start for us next week?"
What bothers me most is that you take Cody Ashley. Your third baseman, regardless that because he got beat out, but you don't have a left fielder to bring in there. You got to make him a left fielder. I just think in Major League Baseball, there should be a left fielder there. You don't have to make somebody a left.
Well, they
fielder.
went like 5 straight years of just awful drafting, and that's what it was. And it's obviously it's all Ruben's fault.
I mean, I saw Ashley make a play on Saturday night. Obviously he didn't know the ballpark, and he should have. You shouldn't even have to worry about that. At that position, that your player knows the ballpark, his home field. He's got to know the curves off them walls. He's got to know it, and he didn't. He looked like he didn't have no idea as he let a double become a triple. You know what I mean? That stuff you have to know how to do. And
did he actually let a double become a triple?
Yeah,
because you should never get a triple to left field.
It hit the corner, and it ricocheted back, and he was coming in to get it off the corner, and it kept going back because he didn't play the curve right or whatever. So. But it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen with your left field, especially at home. You should know the wall. But my point being is that they made a third baseman into an outfielder. I mean, a left fielder especially. You don't do that. I just don't see. You got to have somebody in your system that can come up and take that spot.
Because it's like I was saying with the awful draft and what they were doing I don't know why Ruben's thing. He didn't draft baseball players.
Well, I know.
He drafted the best athletes I could find.
Right,
Figured,
I know.
We'll make them good baseball players. It doesn't work that way.
Right, understand what he did.
Baseball's the one sport you can't do that.
Right, understand what he did, and that's why he's
awful.
I guess he's going to be gone soon.
Now you play ball, right? And I'll make the example. You play ball. What position did you play?
If I ever played, it'd be usually like third base,
third base, second base. Reflexes good enough to play third base? Were you good third baseman?
In my prime?
Yeah.
I was good enough. Now it's a shit show.
Oh, okay. That's what I mean. Example being this. If I threw you in the center field, how many would go over your head?
More than an experienced center fielder. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Like I play,
but if I give you every day for 3 months, you might catch on.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But it'll take you a good year to get used to that.
Mhm.
So that's what you're looking at now. If you ever, I mean, and let's just face it, we're not professional athletes. No. Okay, Cody Ashley, whether or not it works or doesn't, you're 6 months away from finding out, because even the best players in the world changing their positions takes a lot of adjustment.
It's not as easy as just, hey, go out there and you'll pick it up.
You'll pick it up. Like there's so many things. Like let's face it, I could play short, and I was pretty good at it for the simple fact that I could read the ball off the bat. Not because I've always been a big guy, but I could see the ball off the bat. I was never ever fast enough to do that. I don't know how the hell I legged out 3 infield singles in one game, but I did. But here the point being, if you don't have that gift at that spot, you don't have that gift to know, you're not going to be good. I played outfield for 1 game. 4 balls were hit to me. 4 balls went over my head. I couldn't judge it. Pop-ups, no problem, but I could not.
It's tough to judge. I've started playing outfield in the past 2 years of softball, and it's tough to judge. It's tough to judge the ball.
You can't. You got to sit there and realize that how hard it was for us who are not athletes. You got to realize at a professional level too, the caliber of players we're playing in a friggin' high arc softball league or whatever.
Wait a second. Wow.
I'm talking.
Wait a second.
I understand.
Understand what? I'm talking about a professional ball player who's made it up through the ranks from little league to when he's a kid.
Playing third base.
Playing third base.
Okay.
And you throw him in the outfield and you're pissed that he doesn't get it right away? That's what you just said.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm pissed. I'm not pissed at the player himself. I'm pissed at the organization for doing it. It's got nothing to do with Ashley himself. He was asked to do something. He's doing it. I'm pissed that the organization is taking the third baseman and throwing him in the outfield, expects him to learn it in 2 months and get back out there and do his thing. You know, he should know how to catch a fly ball. That's okay. But
I don't think he's just dropped any balls to hit him in the glove.
No, not at all. But when you go and you send him out there, you better make damn sure he knows his own stadium. He knows what the walls are like that. He knows how far it is to the warning path or whatever.
You can throw him in left field, but you may get 1 ball an entire game. So just because just because he's played there for 2-3 weeks now.
Right, and it's the point being is you're going to play left field on a baseball team. You got to be able to hit. That's number 1. You got to hit. You got to hit in that position. And you got to be able to throw a guy out. You know, you got to have at least a little bit of an arm in that spot. But
he has
my point being is,
I would assume so.
Yeah,
third base. Yeah,
it's not that.
You're frustrating him.
Because you're comparing yourself in an outfield to Cody Ashley. How you would be in that? How I would be in an outfield to Cody Ashley. How hard it would be for us to change from a softball third base to an outfield third base.
I'm just saying,
which it wasn't hard to do because that's what I ended up doing. But in general, it's not even a comparison to this. It's nothing to do with that. I mean, you're talking about a major league ball player. You gotta have to know. I gotta go to commercial. Cassidy King on my chef to left, Brandon B. Mikey the Wall was over there. Got a big wall report right here, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got airmailed that today. Stay tuned for the wall report. That's coming in the last half hour. I'm gonna have to give you 45 minutes for this one, man. It's huge. It's huge.
This is a whole show. This is a wall report.
Sports Goombahs web show. We'll be right back.
215-5. BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandes and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
Hey, yo, Cassie, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh.
Speak with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Need an electrician? Think about adding surveillance or security to your home? Call Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151. Ask for Big Joe and tell him the Sports Goombahs sent you. That's 215-400-1151. They're the #1 electric installer in the Delaware Valley. Guaranteed customer satisfaction. That's Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151.
Looking for insurance? Get the coverage you deserve at a cost you can afford. Call Stefano Terra, Farmers Insurance Agency, at 215-987-3734. They specialize in life, auto, business, homeowners, and more. Call the agent you can count on. Stefano Terra's Farmers Insurance, 215-987-3734. Or stop in their Northeast location at 1120 Cobbin Avenue. That's Stefano Terra's Farmers Insurance, 215-987-3734. Sports Goombahs, Cash the King here. Shut the up, on the beat, hit the wall, do your thing. You chime in with the Sports Goombahs. You can just call 267-563-2893. Sports Goombahs hotline.
Still looking for that fourth guy.
Yeah. Look out for a bunch of nuts. Here we are. Live at the 515 Studios. This is the pick session. This is, I try to earn you some money. The last couple of weeks has been brutal. Last week wasn't that bad, but it wasn't earnable. 2-2 last week. This is the pick session. It's brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. 215-322-2561. Matty Litton, Mikey Primo. They take care of your cars better than anybody. Large or small, short or tall. Lexus or Pinot. Remember the Pinot?
Pinot?
You got a Pinot from 1972? Remember the Pinots used to hit him in the behind, used to blow up. What happened to Pinot? You got to get rid of him. Back in the 70s. Pick session. All right. Last week we were 2-2. You know, that's not good. 2-2. I ain't going to talk about it. The basketball game, I lost that one. Hit that Phillies-Baltimore game. 13 runs in that one. Hit that right on the nose. I got a couple good ones for you. I did a little homework for tomorrow night. You know, I owe it to my people out there. I owe it to them. I owe it to give you some winners. Okay. Tomorrow, right now the Phillies are kicking ass and taking names against the Yankees. They might do the same tomorrow. The Phillies are playing New York, the Yankees at the stadium. The under number is 8.5. CC Sabathia stinks. Okay, he's blown it. I mean, he's last couple of years he's been bad. Maybe injuries, maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. Got O'Sullivan going for the Phillies. Oh, this guy, another one. Okay, 8.5. I would see 10 here because God knows what's going to go on in this game. Man, could be 15 runs. I love that 8.5. I like the over 8.5. I mean, some people might say, well, it's too low. Yeah, they're drawing me into this game. Yeah, they're drawing me in, all right. I don't care who wins this game. I like the 8.5. Two lousy pitchers. If either of them go 5 innings, it'll be a big surprise to me. I like that one. The other game is an atypical cash the king hit here. Kyle Kendricks. As you know from last year, Kyle Kendricks was my Sunday night special last year. Every time I saw him on a Sunday, I would be against him, right?
Yep.
Did pretty good last year with that.
Yeah, you were.
Well, this year it's every game he's on, I'm against him. All right. It's in Colorado. Arizona's there. I like the over 5 here. The game is 10 and a half, 11 now. It's a lot of runs. I mean, I'm figuring Arizona's going to be a 5 in this one. They're the favorite by a small amount, -115. So I like the over 5 and I like Arizona to win this game. Kendricks, he's jogging out to his 5.99 ERA, and I don't like him as a pitcher. Forget about him. Arizona wins the game. They go over 5. Get on that one too. Late game tomorrow, San Francisco. Madison Bumgarner, 7-4 with 3.1 ERA, I think. A little higher. It's playing San Diego. I like this game. I like this game because I like this game. I have a whole reason. I like Madison Bumgarner. I think San Diego's, they're not bringing nothing to the table. Not in this one. Not against this pitcher. Not the 7-4 with the ERA that he's having. I think Madison's on a comeback here. I like this game. I like this game a lot. In fact, this is the first game that I like. I'm not sure why I like it. I just like it. I like that 190 there at home against San Diego. Get the runs. I don't care about runs. Could be a tight game. Could be a 3-1 game. One of those type things. So let's review. Philadelphia's at New York. That's the Yankees because we don't care about the Mets. Boy, talking about shit in the bed. The New York Mets. What happened to them? Boom.
I thought it was 500 the rest of the year. Remember?
Yeah, not even 500. They're in trouble. Spaffy against O'Sullivan. 2 loser pitchers, so to speak. Like the over 8.5 in there. Arizona over 5 runs. That could be a 4. That's going to be 5. That's going to be a 5. Maybe 5.5. I don't know. I want to see tomorrow now. Either way, I like the over in that game. I think there's going to be a lot of runs in that game, regardless. Take Arizona and the money line at 115, and then I like the late game tomorrow. Jump on San Francisco later 190 to win 100 over San Diego. That's our picks. Like them, don't like them. They're free to yours. And quite frankly, if you're paying your bookie,
yeah, to be announced.
Probably our fault.
It's my goddamn fault.
To be announced. I see you coming out of a slump, Cash.
Whatever. I'm not out of a slump until I'm out of a slump.
You will.
And in order for me to be out of a slump, the last 2 months, I got to have more than just this week. I have the week after that.
I predict one of those legendary 12-0 runs you're known for.
I better get on that stuff. These picks are brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. 215-322-2561. Matty Litton, Mikey Primo, the detail mavens.
Shine you up.
Of Philadelphia and vicinity. You see one on Facebook lately? Any decent cars? Were they still sporting the $1 billion boys club over there?
I haven't been on, but I'll check now. It's always something.
Mike, you have a pick this week?
I just want to see a plain car come on the website.
A Honda Accord? What?
No way. That's not allowed. No, we're just kidding. They don't care what. You got money, they're cleaning the car.
They got a Pinto there too. One of them Pintos.
Just a 2015 Porsche. Just a 2015 Porsche. Nah, not a big deal.
Oh, there. What's that? It's a K
car.
At
least not Ultima.
Ultima.
There you go. You get sub 20K.
Yeah, it looks good too. I
like
that
good,
car.
Man. Tesla model, oh, man. Yeah. You gotta check them out on Facebook, guys. Auto Magic Car Care. You got pictures of all these things they're shining up.
Yep.
It might get you a little jealous, I will say that.
Yeah,
I look at these now and just say, I'm sick.
Mike, you got to play. What do you got?
I
Baseball,
do.
Something?
I
Soccer,
did.
with lady soccer, something like that.
I don't know if there's. I don't know where to find lines in these things. Otherwise, it'd say USA all the way. Which they did finish. They're playing China in the round of 8.
So you'll get to see. You forgot to show them.
No, it was Korea who had the
dude guard.
Yeah, the whole team full of boys. Yeah.
No, China's
maybe the big boys. I don't know. No offense. So last week I did take the Dodgers. If you guys recall, they blew it in the bottom of the 9th, of course, because that's just what I do. They gave up a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. So I do apologize for that, but I was golden up until the 9th. This week I do like I believe it's the White Sox I like. Tomorrow night the White Sox play at Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't been good in a while, but apparently they actually have a winning record this year.
Minnesota, that's they're creeping up as a Dow Jones, man. I've been watching.
I'll take the White Sox with Jeff Samardzija.
Yep,
I'll take that one over Mike Pelfrey, the vaunted Mike Pelfrey.
Oh man, it's been around forever.
So take Samardzija. It's like a pick right now.
I like that. I like that play. I might go with you on that one.
There you go. See,
we to post that one up too.
Join the team. Hopefully, they don't blow it in the bottom of the 9th again.
Yeah,
I'll get us back on the winning track.
Yeah, those are our picks. All right. Let's get stay a little baseball here. We witnessed last week the steroid king. And I'm not even going to say allegedly. We're going to give him that rap.
It's done. There's no alleged anymore.
Rodriguez hits number 3,000. Yeah,
A fraud.
That's what I call him, A fraud. I put it up there, and as soon as he hit it, I saw the euphoria going on in Yankee Stadium and all around baseball and the players and everything. I'm thinking to myself, how soon that everybody forgets a year ago when they were ripping this guy to pieces. Now he's like the darling now, and he does it in style. Gets the home run for the 3,000. So they're giving that Jeter stamp. Just like Jeter. Not even close. Not even close. And who's like I say, who's next? Who's the next guy who's going to fraud out everybody like this? I don't mind. The record it's not even a record. It's an accomplishment.
It's a milestone.
It's a milestone. But is it?
Yeah, of course.
Is it a milestone? Even though you're a cheater? I mean,
it's a milestone.
Okay, but is he in the same category as Bonds now?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah,
okay, all right. So that's the deal. But unfortunately, he's getting these milestones and still playing. It's not like he's not leaving baseball anytime soon, for the most part.
Might be pretty soon.
I can't stand.
What do you mean, as far as retiring or thrown out?
Nah, not thrown out. Maybe just nobody really wants him.
No, do you? I mean.
He's producing. I want him.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this year, or next year, but right. I mean, I consider 3 years from now to be. That's not very far away. Yeah. He's already 40. He's already 40 now. So
I know. To me, I'm not that I care one way or another. I'm a sports guy. I'm watching this stuff, and I watch people ripping him and all the stuff that went down a year ago or 2 years ago, or whatever, being suspended from baseball. Then you come back and you cheer him like he's the king. You know what I mean? It's just for some reason
you celebrate moments though.
It might.
I mean, Roger Clemens could come back today for the Phillies and throw a no-hitter, and the stadium's gonna erupt.
I understand. Well, yeah,
you're just cheering the moment.
Yeah, but I understand. But Clemens has been gone for. Well, if you take that kind of analogy, you're going from the.
Well, I can't think of any of the disgraced pitchers, really.
Yeah, well. We don't know. they got away with it. That's the thing. But I'm saying if you're gonna rip A-Rod for one thing, and then when he does something like this, you cheer him on and you make a big deal about him, then why even bother in the first place? Then just let it ride. Let them all ride. You might as well bring them all back. Let all the steroid people have their moment in the sun at this point.
Okay. First of all, his own Daily News in New York, they mess with him. All the papers, and look, there are needles in the zeros for the 300s. They make fun of him. His own newspapers in New York made fun of him. The only people that care were the Yankee fans. Let's face it. Well, and the only thing,
baseball, but MLB Network and all. Of course, they're going to blow that up because it's ratings for themselves too. But
I think it was
my point being this:
Network, they're talk about MLB.
If here's the thing, like, I don't care if you legalize it or don't legalize it. I don't really give a rat's ass. What? The steroids or whatever they're going to do, whatever. I don't care.
What, they're talking about legalizing it?
No, I don't. No, my point being this: when us three are in a room and one person is using steroids to get better, maybe just for themselves, I don't care what their reasons were, or it doesn't matter. You've already made that an advantage. But because maybe straight-laced Cashy the King who puts he doesn't do it like that. He doesn't. I'm gonna achieve on the God-given ability I was born with, or whatever. That's great.
10 cups of coffee, I can play.
Yeah, but coffee's not illegal. But my point being this, yeah, your coffee is. But my point being this: if they all did it, then there would be no argument. If they all had the opportunity to do it and chose not to, there would be no argument. The point being that he did it. It's obvious that he did it. He hid it. He lied about it. He did all this stuff. I don't trust that number anymore. How many of those hits are really A-Rod? How many of those 3,000? 12, 1,300? Half? 60%?
Still got to swing the bat.
60. Yeah, but if it's making you heal faster, it's making you see the ball faster, it's doing all this stuff. I mean, look,
there's other stuff. You say that, and it makes you do that. And there's other stuff that makes you see the ball better, heal better. I mean, just not just steroids, just things you can do as an athlete that help you out that too. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
Yeah, but with the steroid stuff, I mean, it's just so, I don't know how you say, it's ambiguous. Do they really know what's going on? Do they know what part do they really know what part's effective each person? I mean, if you say that it helps a guy get back the next day, I mean, when you look at baseball, you're playing a lot of games, so each day it's not like you got 2 days off very often.
Exactly.
They make them come back. I don't know where you draw the line at this point. If you let the player keep playing, then you're telling him whatever he did is okay. The fact that A-Rod gets to keep playing means it's okay.
That's pisses. That's the. Right. Okay. I guess I should reaffirm what I'm saying. I'm not so much pissed off that he did it, and okay, he paid his dues and all that. Right now, I don't really have faith in baseball to know that he's not doing it again. How do I know he's not? I don't know that because they're not very good, obviously, at doing their job.
Right.
So how do I trust the fact that?
Well, technology is getting better and better at it because you don't hear as much. Players aren't getting caught. If they're doing it, then again, you may be right. Maybe the masking is so good. I mean, if technology is so good at catching it, it's going to get just as good as doing it.
Exactly. Remember, Chooch got in trouble yesterday. It wasn't not for PEDs, for Adderall.
Yeah.
Because Adderall can hide the effects of PEDs.
Right.
So the masking it, so it takes away. You can't see it in your blood.
And it's funny because we can talk about this, about players doing this, doing that, and it's all about being able to earn. The longer you can play, the more you can earn. So it's all about the money. So no matter how much you outlaw something, if it means the dollars, they're going to find a way to do it. I mean, it's getting the advantage. When it comes to money, you always try to find an advantage, whether it's in gambling, whether it's in earning, there's always an advantage out there. And sometimes you got to break the rules. That's what happens.
Well,
and how are you going to say, I'm not going to break the rules, now I'm going to go broke, I'm not going to play baseball now? Now what, they're going to find a job? In somebody's mind, they're going to say to themselves, I can't do that. I got to need to earn.
Let me ask you, do you really give a shit? Here, do you really give a shit, really, that if one person juices? Do you care?
Do I care one person juices?
If anybody juices in baseball or football,
do
you care?
No.
Do you care? No.
I don't.
I don't care enough because it's their bodies. If they want to destroy their kidneys, their whatever, their brain, whatever, fine. Go ahead, do it. I don't give a shit. Just make sure everybody has a chance to do it. If they want to say no, then fine. Doom on you. You don't want to hit 3,000 hits? That's fine.
You get to the point where, it's not about ball players, whatever sport, being idols of kids anymore. You can't. The money has taken that away. I mean, kids to grow up. It's not the old days when we were kids where you want to you idolize ball players and stuff like that. Now it's different. They're not playing for you. They're not playing for your fandom. They're playing for cash only. I don't care what anybody says. These guys are playing for money. That's it. This is their livelihood. This is their 10 years to make as much as they possibly can. And in them 10 years,
20 for a starting pitcher.
That's correct. That's why I have him on the show, because he can keep track of me. You know what I mean? He's my fact finder.
Stat boy,
fact finder.
No, you're absolutely right. Remember, I'm going to even go back. It's probably 25, 30 years before a player cared what his fans thought about him.
Yeah,
I can't think of the last ones.
No, I can't.
That actually came out and said, "I give a shit what my fans think." I don't know.
They really never did, but you could tell by the way
they acted.
There's no time for that. The time is to earn. That's what this is. This is entertainment. Sports is completely entertainment anymore. It's not a matter of who's the best athlete to them.
Yeah.
To them is who can earn. It seems like the best athlete is the one who's earning the most. That's it. You know what I mean?
And even that's debatable anymore.
I mean, you have contracts. You talk of some of these contracts. I don't know who it was. They were just talking about a contract. Some baseball player. I should have wrote it down.
Example being this: Cole Hamels. Is he worth $22 million?
When he signed it, he was.
Is he worth it?
Though? No, he's not.
I mean,
is he worth it? What depends on what.
He's 5-5 with the ERA under 3.
But is he worth it to you?
Nobody's worth it.
What I'm talking about, that kind of money is the organization's problem, not ours. We just want a pitcher out there. We really don't care about the dollar signs. The only reason we care about the dollar signs is told to us.
No, we care because they're losing and they're wasting that money. That's in our eyes.
Yeah,
that's
but money. But in sports, money doesn't make you a winner. They've proven that. Yeah. Since the Yankees, they've proven that money. The Yankees and the Phillies went and tried to beat the Yankees in the 2000s, and look what happened to them. They backfired them. They figured they're going to buy some World Series, get some pitchers, get their, spend millions of dollars. Now look at them. And the Yankees are coming back from it, actually. They're starting to make their way back, but they have a better farm system, obviously, than the Phillies do, for the most part. But look at them. They're still up there in the running. Even not playing good baseball, the Yankees still up there. That's how bad the division is, I guess.
But like to what you said, do you really care? I mean,
I don't really
when
care.
the day comes when MLB gives me my Hall of Fame vote,
yeah,
I'm voting for Bonds. I'm voting for McGuire. I'm voting for everyone. I don't care what you guys did. You were great at your sport. I don't.
It bothers me about that. It bothers me about that era. Okay, was the home run chaos of those 2 years.
And then was it not the peak era of baseball in the past?
Well,
it was more than 2 years. It was like 4.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, well, no, it was it was the 1 year. The 1 year they all running for.
Oh, 3 of them.
Yeah,
all 3 of them.
97.
Sosa, Bonds, and McGuire,
yeah, but not even that. It was they were all running that year for all the. They were running for the. But the funny thing is, there were 7 or 8 other guys that were pounding.
Luis Gonzalez had like 60 that year.
Right. So just everybody was pounding the ball. It was exciting. It was making pitchers look terrible. You know what I mean? It was
the lead story on SportsCenter every night, and it wasn't something like you didn't get tired of it. It was like, oh, here we go again. Like, no, you wanted to see did they get it. And then again, this is kind of like the very beginning of like when the internet really blew up. So you really didn't know if they got it until you checked in SportsCenter.
That's right. And you know what? And the thing is that after they started saying, well, these guys are juicing, then it started. Well, it was only afterwards that we knew.
Well,
that,
it started with the whole thing was, remember, it was the creatine. It was this powdered
it was
protein
McGuire's,
shit that and you were thinking, oh wow, and then a lot of people, oh, it's just a protein shake. It was that. Little did you know that it was other things in plus protein shakes, but that was the majority of it to hide it. The creatine, I think, was used to hide the fact that they were using roids. I never
thought it should have been a Senate type thing. The way they took those players and they bring it to the government.
Yes.
To start to run things to see what was going on there. Like, since when did baseball become part of government?
Because of the Black Sox scandal.
Well, no, it's because steroids.
Remember, they brought the Senate into it. They made.
Yeah, but from that time to this time, there's been nothing. Baseball
because steroids are illegal. Like they're illegal drug. It's not just illegal in baseball.
Drug,
it's illegal in the world.
Certain
you have to be prescribed.
There was
I don't care about the countries.
But no, you're right. They were prescribed, so they didn't know. We didn't know what. I didn't know much about. I knew steroids.
You could be as an older guy. And I'm not saying this as our age group. Mikey doesn't have to deal with this crap yet. You could have low TEC or whatever it is, and you could get like the deodorant stick for that gives you more testosterone. Yeah,
I need that.
Yeah,
I tried that, man. I tried that. I was running like an animal, man. It's crazy. Made me crazy.
Going around humping the dog. What?
The dog. Everybody's running. I was running through the neighborhood. It's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, you could get that. There's
nothing
illegal.
You gotta get me off this stuff.
But here's the thing: if you have, you can't play baseball with that. You can't. It'll show up on tests or whatever.
You can't play professional baseball.
Professional baseball.
Pretty sure if you played on the street, no one's gonna give a shit.
Okay, they all back
Mike
up when Cassie walks up to the plate.
To me,
for deodorant.
As much as I knew about steroids was when I worked out in the gym, and there was guys in the gym would go around selling this stuff to everybody.
And you knew
they were walking around. Hey, anybody want some?
Yeah, that was
some anabolic steroids over here if you want some.
I never put 2 and 2 together back then. I didn't think athletes and that kind of stuff. But then if you think about it, why the hell not? If you can get away with it, if you can get the edge, why not?
I once was at a gym where, hey, just because I like I said, I could lift weights at a time. I was squatting like 600-700 pounds. And like, I'm not kidding. There's a guy that, hey, come here. You want to help us? And we're gonna watch. And I see this huge guy. I mean, he's just absolutely huge. He's got 50.
You squatted 700 pounds?
Yes, at one point, yeah. And this guy, and it was no roids, but I'm watching this guy.
That was him just squatting in general. Like it's.
I'm telling
carrying
you,
his own weight. I'm just kidding.
No disrespect, my friend.
No. I'm not taking. I'll take. But I watch the guys. I helped
badass mofo.
eight or 9 of us around this guy, and I'm thinking, what the hell are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? This guy's got 1,500 pounds on his bar, and there was 8 of us at the gym, and I'm thinking, if this guy drops it, he's dead. Like I was like, and I was doing on the rack, the glider, the machine that kind of helps you, like, okay, whatever. And I'm just sitting there watching this guy, and I knew he was roiding because I just saw him shoot up like on the bench, and it wasn't hidden. It was 1988. It was on the bench there.
This is a thing to do.
It was crazy, and this guy squatting 1,500 pounds.
Yeah, but everyone was roiding back then. So what's the big deal? I mean, pitchers were getting 350 strikeouts a year. No one gets 250 anymore.
The only roiding I got from lifting weights with hemorrhoids. That's about it. Jesus.
He farted. It was like a party favor.
From squeezing and lifting them things over my head when I shouldn't have been. When my disc are all screwed up. That's my A-Rod thing. We're all sheep to this guy. We're all sheep to baseball. We're all sheep to records. And records and milestones for athletes. So it's always a big deal. And with the way it's broadcasted on TV and on the internet, it's shoved right in our face. So we're gonna do about it.
and we're talking about how that should be banned or shouldn't be banned, and every time it seems like Pete Rose gets a little bit closer, they find another slip of paper.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, today,
who the hell saves a booking slip for 40 years?
Yeah, Pete Rose, the ESPN reports, because ESPN's got nothing else to report right now. They're pretty much
they held that one in their pocket for a while. I think
they reported Pete Rose was gambled on his own team or whatever. Yeah, okay, so. What I'm not surprised. You think about it, the stupidity of that. You think the guy gambles on anything that has a point spread or anything that has odds. So you think I'm not going to bet if he sees an edge game, he sees a way to win money on his team or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever the number is. If it's good for him to bet, he's going to bet on it, whether he's playing the game or not. Yeah. Oh, he didn't bet his team to lose. Oh no, I guess not.
Well, it's not even that.
How do you know a third party didn't bet his team to lose? How do you know he didn't go to a third or fourth party and say, wager this or tell someone to wager this against us or for us or whatever? You don't know how far that goes down. A gambler will do whatever it is to get an edge. Yeah. That's it. And obviously he was a gambler.
Oh,
so
and he was a pretty good one.
And he was looking for edges. That's what they do.
Well, see, it's not that. It's the weirdest thing about the whole thing is
Pete Rose hit the ball well.
Yeah.
He was very good at playing baseball. He should be in the Hall of Fame for his town. If you're putting these steroid freaks in there, there's no reason he shouldn't be in. They're just as bad. What's that?
But they're not putting him in.
We don't know yet.
Well,
time will tell.
They haven't been getting in.
3,000 will get you in.
I mean, McGuire's almost off the ballot at this point. It's been almost 10 years for him. He's done.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be.
Close.
Well, they had to. You go in later on in life.
The Veterans Committee. That's not.
Yeah, well, in general. Well,
do you think the veterans are going to be like, yeah, put him in? The ones whose records just got broken by these guys.
My point being,
put him in.
My point being, when you talk about Hall of Fame, what is it for? Is it for a guy's personality? Is that what it's there for? Is it for it's for the stat. It's a stats building, and it was built for stats. It's what it is. You're exactly right, B. It's a stat. It's nothing but take out the stats. You take out the Hall. It's stats for pitchers, players, coaches, anything, teams, whatever. A guy hits a certain kind of home run, he hits a recycle, or he throws a no-hitter, he's in there.
And that's the reason why it's so upsetting, is because you should be able to walk in that building and go, 3,000 hits, that was a good career. Oh wait, he did steroids. There shouldn't be any other he used an unfair advantage or whatever. I don't. Again, you should be. It's like, I love how you look at a box score for a baseball game, and you look and you can see the game playing in your head. You can watch it. You can watch it and just know by the numbers. And that's what was so different about baseball.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think that these guys that did the steroids should be. It's a hard thing, because I really don't think that they should be in the Hall of Fame, because the steroids was a method of cheating.
Yes.
Okay. So Pete Rose, what he did in baseball, is it a method of cheating to win games? That I don't know. If he threw games because he was on them money wise, well then yes. But if he didn't, well then what did he do? His stats are there. He didn't do an enhancing type thing for himself. He didn't make himself better the next day by taking something that did that to him.
Did you ever hear of, like, after all this was said and done, like the Shoeless Joe thing? Like, there was never any evidence of Pete going, "Oh, I tanked this." Of like pulling his starting pitcher too early, or pulling his closer, or replacing his star first baseman with a bench guy late in the game in order to give up a run. I never heard of any accusations like that. So, like, that's hard for me to digest, that he could have one guy, and there's a reason why there was 8 men out in that scandal, because it takes 7 or 8 guys and actually to fix a game. To change the whole outcome of the game.
It pretty much takes a pitcher, if you think about it. You can get a pitcher really to take a game down, by just.
But at some point, like, you need a little bit of help. Yeah, I mean, because even the worst pitcher in the world is going to get pulled after 5 innings.
Boxing is the only score you can totally fix with one person. Then I think that's because there's one person. There's one person. When there's 2, it's a conspiracy. So you can't do it.
Well, and also the one thing that pisses me off the most, though, is, who the hell saves a ticket for 40 years?
Well, first of all, that you don't know what that's about. That's media. That's who knows where that ticket's from, if it was saved or it's made, whatever.
Exactly.
We don't know what that's all about. That's press. That's getting ESPN back on the board this week or whatever. But back to the Pete Rose thing.
Big anti-ESPN guy.
Well, because you know what, they're weak. That's it. They're weak.
It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
I know what it is. I just like seeing them get beat out by the other sports channels because they thought they would say all the gods of sports for so long because there was nobody else competing with them. Now they got competition everywhere, every day, every minute. Even us.
Oh yeah.
Dig.
Putting a dent in their wallet.
We will, man. Right now. Once again, the Pete Rose thing, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame for his stats only. Should he be allowed back in baseball? No. I don't think he should be able to coach a team or be a part of anything that goes on in baseball as far as the game is concerned. But as far as Hall of Fame, the stat organization that it is, he should definitely be in it. You can't just throw away a guy's stats like that. You can't just say he is not the hit king. You can't just throw it away. It happened.
I mean, if Ty Cobb can get in, who tried to hurt people and was an open racist.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, we won't go back that far though, because that's not good press.
It's a different time.
Pete Rose is breathing right
now. It was a different time back
right.
then.
Rose will get in there when he passes away. That's what will happen.
That was before the color barrier was broke anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's okay.
You could be racist because there was no one else.
Yeah, there's no
one against you.
It was not racist if there was nobody around. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite baseball movies ever.
I think that the Pete Rose is just a lot of nasty people, a lot of pissed off old heads, a lot of purists in this league who just don't want to give him the fame because of what he did. He cheated. The cardinal sin was don't bet on baseball. Well, that's fine. You throw him out. He's out. They threw him out of baseball. You got to stick him in the Hall. That's the way it has to be. Or you're cheating everybody else, or you're cheating all the other stats. All the other records that were ever broken if you don't put him in there. Really. Or you got to put something about him in there. He is what he did what he did, regardless. I think. The steroid stuff, different story. You cheated. You enhanced your body to be better than it could be or should be. Or you had an advantage over other players who didn't take steroids. And they were an illegal drug. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Boom.
Bang. Drop the microphone.
That's enough goddamn baseball for today.
Oh, no. One more thing.
Okay.
Are you happy about baseball being possibly back in for the Olympics in 2020?
Couldn't care less.
No, I couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
You're not a baseball fan?
It's not going to be the pros, so.
I mean, okay. Well, that was going to be my next question. And if it does come back, would you like to see the pros go?
We already have the World Baseball Classic.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
I'm just curious.
Because you know what? I didn't miss it from the last Olympics, so I know it didn't make a difference.
Well, it hasn't been in like
that's what I'm
a
saying.
while.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't even miss it. Didn't even ask about it.
Well, you're a Summer Olympic guy,
well,
right?
I didn't like when the pro baseball was in there anyway because they took out of the season to go play baseball it was just like the basketball stuff. You take leave it to the amateurs, leave it to the college kids. The way because the competition's so much better because they actually want to win. They're not just there to be there. I don't like pros in the Olympics. I never did. Wasn't my thing. The dream team in basketball was a nice little run there. They
Just in team sports, you're saying?
Yeah, team sports.
So obviously pro swimmers are going to be in the.
Yeah, I don't mind. When I always thought of Olympics being an individual type of a thing. And it's like
that's not necessarily true though. You have like
I just said that I always liked the Olympics. I like the individual stuff.
You like the individual competitions better
because
you were control your own destiny.
I like that too.
That's it was the Olympics, like the track and field and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The team basketball has always been a part of the Olympics from day one, and it was like when they started bringing in the hockey stuff for the winners, and then the baseball. It's like okay, you
started bringing hockey in. Hockey has been in since before.
Well, when I say start, okay, whatever. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, when it came to the limelight, like in the 70s when hockey became a big deal in the Olympics because it was becoming a world sport. Remember, prior to the 70s, the United States had 6 teams that played hockey. People really weren't into hockey at that point. So the Olympic sport itself was like one of the old, the outside.
Did a 60 team win, though?
What are you talking about?
The medal in hockey.
My point being is that hockey wasn't big in the United States at the time. You only had 4 teams. When you got into the 70s and 80s, there were more teams. It was televised more between, It became a sport. If you go back to like now, it's like putting another team sport in I'm not going to use curling because that's so ridiculous. But if you take 35, 40 years from now, when curling becomes a sport where they actually make money doing it, and it becomes a sport, you're going to say, well, back in the day, we didn't care about curling because we didn't have any teams. Now you get the Philadelphia curling team. Just an analogy, not that's going to happen, but you know what I'm saying?
Here's hoping it does, though, Cash.
Well, hockey was shit in this country in the early 70s, late 60s. You weren't in Detroit or New York, Boston, and a couple Canadian teams. It wasn't a big deal. It was a minor sport until the 70s.
Still a minor sport.
I'll tell you what, you take the Broad Street Bullies out of hockey, and that sport doesn't make it to the United States that fast. It probably kicks back another 10 years before it really becomes a sport in Philly. I mean, sport in the United States, where people are really interested in it, where you could actually televise it and make money doing it. But the Flyers in the 70s brought everything in hockey to light.
It brought the Flyers are responsible. You know why?
Well, it brought the city too. We didn't know hockey.
We did. We had the Quakers before that, but
the Quakers.
Yeah, Penn Quakers. But we had. Or maybe I'm thinking something else. But the point being,
Penn Quakers. That was basketball.
I'm saying this before the Flyers beat the Russians. It wasn't a big deal. And then when the Olympics 80, when they beat them, it has been a big deal ever since. And he still says it's a minor sport. It outdrew basketball. It outdrew basketball last year.
No, he's saying it's minor. It's just saying it's a minor sport. We know we went through it last week. What it outdrew and that kind of stuff. Point being, hockey's a sport. It's televised. It's televised every week. There's money. Players playing, make millions of dollars. It's a sport in this country. That's the way it is. It is what it is.
It is a sport. I will give you that.
It's a sport in this country. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a major. It's one of the top fours, and it's undisputed that it's one of the top four sports in America. That's the way it was. It wasn't always like that. Hockey wasn't always like that back in the 60s and early 70s. What the hell got me onto that anyway? I was trying to make it a point. You turned it into a story. The Olympics. Yeah, right. Olympics. Shit about the Olympics.
I honestly don't care about the Olympics.
Yeah. From the old tractor, man. I watched I picked the game last week, the game 6. I thought the Golden State would actually I thought, LeBron would come back and throw one of his gems, come back. Usually that's the type of game he comes back after he beat him up in game 5 or he gave up in game 5. You know what? I kind of thought he gave up in game 6 too, because at the 4-minute mark, they were down, I think, about 11 or 12 points, and I saw him give up. And did he go onto the bench? Did he go out of that game in the last 5 minutes? Or because I remember seeing him in a t-shirt, but then again, I don't recall because I really wasn't paying attention. It was the background, the whole game itself. But at one point, I turn around and they're down by 4 points. But I saw them give up at the 4-minute mark. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't give up at the 4-minute mark in the NBA. You just don't. You're down 15 points. You still don't give up with the 3-point play and the fouls. How do you do that? So I saw a part of LeBron James. I felt like he gave up there. Regardless if maybe he should have been the MVP, maybe not. He played harder than anybody. He brought that team to a point. Well, that's fine. Keep it going. Did he run out of steam? I don't know. I think he just gave up because
he gave up. I think he ran out of it. He got too tired.
Okay,
he carried a team on his back.
That's fine. Well, then he's he needs to work out a little better then because he's got to go the whole way.
You can't be basketball. You can't go 1 on 8 and win.
Well,
he had nobody.
Yeah, I understand what he had, but he had it still in that game. They were in the game. They came back. They were with 30 seconds left. They were back in that game. They were there. So he did have somebody. They came back.
No, he literally didn't have a single player.
Yes, but I'm saying stat-wise, ability, NBA style player, maybe not, but
his second best player was a 15th man last year.
Right, I understand that. I'm talking about this game. The game 6.
Yeah, they had the same team.
Right.
The game 6, that team stunk.
But what am I?
Everyone talks with him in his dream teams.
I know how they.
He didn't have his dream team.
Well, that's a shame. Okay, if you want to be the greatest player ever, then these are the type of games you just can't. You don't give up. You play till you drop.
I don't even get started with this. This is so idiotic.
Is it?
Why is it? No matter what happens in basketball, we did it with Kobe. Now we do it with LeBron. Why does every single player immediately have to be compared to Jordan?
I didn't compare anybody. I just said that he gave up.
He wants to be the best player of all time. You literally just said that.
Yeah, I didn't say I give you. Yeah, that's what he wants. He said it himself.
Everybody wants that.
Okay, if you want to be that way, you step up in that spot. You don't give up. You know, you're the leader of your team. You don't give up. Even if you're that tired, you still don't give up.
He didn't give up.
Well, it sure looked like it, man. And you even said it too.
Yeah, when you're down by 20 with a minute left, yeah,
but
you do give up.
But with 30 seconds left, they were within a shot.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
Check it out. They were close. They were close. Even the announcers were giving the game to Golden State, and all of a sudden they're like, well, wait a minute, this thing isn't over yet. If you're 4 points down and you got 16 seconds left, it's not over.
No, not in the NBA. Not in today's NBA.
You know, they get fouled Iguodala. That's what they were doing. How about him? How about this guy? He becomes the MVP.
Before we get to Iguodala, though, I just want to one more quick LeBron thing. With how everything he does, and if you go on anything on Facebook, it's always an argument of LeBron and Jordan. Blah, blah, blah.
It's good.
Why do we only do this in basketball? Why don't we do this in any other sport?
Because
the second Crosby came in the league. The second Crosby came in the league was immediately, well, he's not Gretzky.
Yep, it was.
It sure was.
But do you hear that right now? On a weekly,
because
daily
he's
basis.
not even close. Because you know why? He's not good enough.
Yeah.
Let's clarify one thing. LeBron James is in the caliber area of Michael Jordan. Sidney Crosby is not in any caliber of. Okay,
but that's just one of.
Forget Gretzky. He doesn't make it to Lemieux. Or
he doesn't make it to Lindros status.
Miguel Cabrera, Mike Trout. How come we immediately don't go? Oh, he's not Babe Ruth. He's not Babe Ruth. Nobody, you'll never heard that comparison.
Oh, I would say.
Never heard that comparison.
Well, no, you
never heard. I was never much.
Never heard about A-Rod. Never heard about any of these Bonds. You never heard. Yeah, but there's no Babe Ruth.
Because you know
Babe
what?
Ruth won this, and Babe Ruth was a pitcher too. Keep in mind.
Here's the
you don't
thing.
hear these arguments.
They don't come out with the brashness of saying they are. See, you don't come in.
LeBron
baseball,
has never said you can search all on the internet. He's never said I'm the best player in the history of basketball. I'm the best player of all time. He's never said it. He said he's the best in the game today, and he is. And I'm not a LeBron lover. This isn't me being. I'm not even a LeBron lover, but I'm just being. Why does this conversation happen?
Has anybody lost as many titles as he has? Chances? How many has he lost? 4.
Lost 4.
4. Has anybody ever lost 4 NBA titles?
All right,
probably.
Like who?
Quite possibly. But here's the point. It is a team sport.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, it's a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Yeah, it is. But basketball, one player can change that. That's the one thing about the sport itself. One player doesn't really change a hockey team. And you go back to Gretzky, he had Hall of Fame teams. Okay.
Oh my God.
And you go to football, forget it. One player is not changing the football team. And baseball, forget it too. But in basketball, as you very well can see, one player comes into Cleveland and he changes the whole thing.
As we can see, also, one player cannot win a championship in basketball.
That's right.
All the people saying, well, LeBron, he's doing it on his own. Nobody else did it. Golden State did not do it on their own. Curry was a great player, but he didn't do it on his own.
No, you take him off the team and they're not there either. So that just
take any.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's amazing how you take one player from a team and they're done. In other sports, that doesn't really happen that way. Yeah. That's the difference between basketball because you're 5 players and that's all you have. 5 players. I know hockey's 6 players on ice, but they're changing. The whole team plays. In basketball, you have your 5. And I didn't even have 6 man anymore.
They do have 6
and 7.
No, but they have Iguodala was a 6 man.
Yeah. Back to Iguodala, AI, our original AI.
Our second AI.
Our original AI.
AI is part 2.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. This AI got more than the other AI. You know, he's got more hardware than the other one, right?
I guess so.
I mean, AI has how many MVPs? One, right?
So Iggy's got 1 now, too, and a ring.
He's got 1 in the ring. I think AI would trade all that.
I think regular season MVP is a little harder to come by.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't even know if I thought that.
Is it really?
I don't.
Yeah.
A regular season, because let's face it, you could play. You at least you have a shot at the regular season MVP. Not everybody gets a shot at the.
But that's exactly my point, though. Regular season MVP, you're going up against 20 other teams.
Right.
You get to the finals, it's just 2 teams. One of us, 24 people, have to win this award.
The odds are there, yeah. Right.
Whereas regular season, one of us 555 have to win the award.
And it's funny, I'm hearing
some of us never have the opportunity.
And you listen to Iguodala. Obviously, he's not very good accepting stuff because it's like a me type guy. I did this, I did that. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, you didn't hold LeBron to shit. You know, the guy scored 30 points.
That's why I'm a little curious as to why he won. I mean, I'm happy for him. He never did anything wrong to Philly. He never came in here like, look, this is my team. I'm the man. I'm gonna take you guys there.
Yeah.
We made the Sixers, the front office made him like the franchise guy. He didn't,
Because, by default.
he wasn't ready for that at
No,
all.
not at all.
Yeah,
So
by default.
I'm absolutely fine. I'm happy for Iguodala.
I like Diggy.
I just don't, whatever. I just don't.
But you said what did he? Yeah,
I don't know what
because
he did.
LeBron didn't score 50 because he only scored 40.
Yeah,
Like, is
that's
that,
the thing. You didn't do nothing. Thank God they didn't have any other
the
players.
man
'cause
just
you-
put up the single-handed the greatest statistical finals in the history of basketball.
and lost.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but you won MVP because I shut him down. I'm
No.
sure he didn't say that, but
Yeah, he did pretty
hope he
much.
didn't say
He
that.
got that point.
let me
He was-
rephrase. I hope he didn't say that.
It didn't shut him down. He said, I think the other people were putting that in his mouth. They were saying he shut down LeBron, or he
didn't.
took opportunities away from him. To me, I said the guy sucked on the foul line. I mean, if they had more time to foul this guy, he would have been really in trouble. And he was just in the right place at the right time. And I don't know if I don't know where I'm trying to see his stat wise. Did they give it to him for his effort, or
I don't know.
he wasn't even a starter in the
Lifetime
first couple
achievement?
games? Yeah, lifetime achievement award.
He had a good clinching game, which I think threw him to the forefront. He led the team in scoring that last game, so maybe that's what I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for him, but I don't really know why he got it.
Well, now he goes into basketball history, man.
Which again, I mean, we finals MVPs and World Series MVPs, they really don't mean anything. I mean, it's nice you had a good series, but when you look at some of the names, I was just when you
Especially
mentioned
football,
him,
man.
you mentioned exactly. Look at some of the football guys. They're
Defense ends is good.
out of the league in 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I pulled the World Series MVP, and who could forget the likes of David Eckstein and Jermaine Dodd
Right.
and Edgar Renterias of the world. And you won a World Series MVP, you won a
At
finals.
least I
MVP.
heard of Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, you heard of him. I'm saying, but
That's because of the last name.
I'm saying, but it's not some kind of legendary thing where it's like, I could pull up league MVPs. You'll know every one of them. But the finals MVP, you just had, David Eckstein was World Series MVP.
Yeah.
Congrats, Iggy.
I'm happy for him.
I am too. Absolutely.
He never done me wrong.
I'm waiting for one of these days for Cash to come in and actually praise somebody. You don't really hear it too
That's
often.
my freaking job, man. You kicked the hell. Who the hell was going to
You
watch
should
my
have
show?
knocked
I
him
praise
down.
anybody, man.
He
I
should have
praise
knocked him
people,
down.
Who do I praise? Like Tom Brady, right? Peyton Manning. They're my guys.
I don't know.
Like good guys, Praise somebody. Get it though. Anyway, let's take a break. You all right?
Sure.
Okay, don't
Take a break
stop
so we
now.
Come back,
You had my permission.
Come back to the wall report. 'Cause I know
Absolutely.
Mike's got the
Fine.
extra long. I kind of cut into his time already. Cassidy King got my chef to the left, Brendan B. This is the Sports Goombahs. Got Mikey over here. Get ready for the wall report. We'll be back in a couple.
Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
Hey, yo, Cassie, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah.
Speak with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Need an electrician? Think about adding surveillance or security to your home? Call Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151. Ask for Big Joe and tell him the Sports Goombahs sent you. That's 215-400-1151. They're the #1 electric installer in the Delaware Valley. Guaranteed customer satisfaction. That's Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151.
Looking for insurance? Get the coverage you deserve at a cost you can afford. Call Stefano Terra, Farmers Insurance Agency, at 215-987-3734. They specialize in life, auto, business, homeowners, and more. Call the agent you can count on. Stefano Terra's Farmers Insurance, 215-987-3734. Or stop in their Northeast location at 1120 Cobbin Avenue. That's Stefano Terra's Farmers Insurance, 215-987-3734. Now, the Wall Report.
Hey. It's time for everybody's favorite segment. You heard it. You heard it from my intro, my very expensive intro. It's the Wall Report.
It's large, man.
Are you going to put the people cheering soundbite we have? No?
Boom, boom,
No, I guess we're not. I guess we can't afford it yet. But yes, it is time for the Wall Report, ladies and gentlemen. How was you guys last week, by the way? Just in general. How was your week? Just curious. Just asking you.
It was all right.
I'll kick off a little dialogue first. Sorry.
Chest cold actually going on. I'm fighting, but I'm doing good now.
That's what I like to hear. I want to hear all about Brendan's chest cold. Can I get more details on chest cold? Just kidding.
Another fart.
Oh, all right. Anyway, kick things off today. Chip Kelly, your hero, Chip Kelly,
the Potato Man.
Yes, he was hit with a $99,000.
Gotta pay the rent.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a fine or what it was, a settlement pretty much for his old city penthouse. He failed to give notice he was moving out. He's also losing a $20,000 security deposit for that.
Ooh, that's big for him, man.
I want to know where
does that money go?
I believe it's 10 G's a month is his penthouse. I want to see that place.
Well, where was it at?
It's Old City.
Old City. Well, it's not New York, but it's close to it. When you get,
it's as nice as it gets in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
but man, 10 G's a month.
10 G's a month. You get a guy who opens the door, closes the door. That car moves here, moves there. Indoor pool, little spa, probably a cook, chef, something like that. I don't know.
So
you got dope.
Tough week for Chip. I don't know if you saw the weekend.
Big problem, right?
Max Scherzer was one pitch away from a perfect game against the Pirates. Unfortunately, Jose Tabata stuck the old elbow pad out there.
Yep.
Took away the perfect game. Bush League or not?
I never saw that before.
It's your job. To break it up.
That's what I say. Yeah. There's nothing Bush League whatsoever.
Nope.
They said it was. They're talking about it.
Yeah, no, they said it was.
But
just because they say it doesn't mean I agree with it.
It is what it is. I mean, I never saw anybody do that before.
It wasn't a close game, so it's not like you say, "Oh, we need to run," but your job is to get on base.
Yep.
I don't care how you do it.
Exactly. How many times? I mean, like, if you're going to pitch a guy in tight like that and you're throwing a perfect game, you got to expect that somebody's going to lean in on one. And it wasn't the first time he pitched inside, too. He could have put that down and away or right off the plate to try to get the guy to swing at it. But he was trying to brush him back so he could strike him out and get his no-hitter. A perfect game. Big deal. But
still a no-hitter, so no, not the end of everything. Former Eagles cornerback Asante Samuel, he threw some money away. Not officially yet, but he started his own record label. It's called 80s Nation. I'm sure it's gonna have a lot of classic rock. It's probably gonna have some pop, maybe some country on there. So if you guys are into getting into the music business, hit up Asante.
This is my first time hit up
Asante.
When I think about it, I think
Lasagna.
I mean, come on.
Has it ever worked out for these guys?
Come on. There's an ass in your name for a reason.
Has it ever worked out for any of these guys in these record labels? No. Just pissing it away. Okay, let me guess. His cousin's running it.
Yeah.
A-Rod, we all know he hit his 3,000th ball. It was caught by some kid. I was
going to talk about that.
Yeah. Do you see it? It was Zach Hampel is actually the kid's name. You see the offer the Yankees gave him? They gave an offer for the ball. They offered him 2 seats in the Legends section, which is apparently the best of the best when it comes to Yankee Stadium. No, a personal meeting with A-Rod. His own press conference with the media.
Right.
Appearances on the Yes Network for the rest of the year. And a sizable donation to the charity of Hampel's choice, which A-Rod will then match the donation, which I'm sure this kid cares nothing for.
Nothing.
Nothing. That means nothing. But yeah, so he apparently turned it down though.
You have to look at the history of this kid. He's a professional ball hog.
Is he really?
Yep.
Over 8,000 balls.
Yeah.
He read on. He positions himself in the ballpark when there's different situations going on all over Major League Baseball.
Well, apparently,
He's caught a lot of them.
Yeah,
8,000.
No, I mean like major ones.
There's not
Major-
8,000 balls that are important.
No, I'm saying
No,
this
no.
guy spent an entire life doing this. This is what
Yeah.
he does. He sits himself out in the outfield,
Yeah.
finds this, and he gets to a point. It gets to a point to
No,
where
he hates A-Rod though.
Yeah,
And
I know.
that's the whole point of this. He's giving balls back to people like
Well,
Trout's
did he
home
s-
run, Trout's first home run he gave back, and a lot of other stuff without any compensation. Don't care. He just hates A-Rod.
Well, did you see his tweet before the game?
What?
He said, "I'm catching A-Rod's ball, and I'm telling him to go fuck himself."
Good for him.
So he got the ball. That's the best part.
He's my
He said
new
before the
hero.
game, "I'm gonna catch it."
that's what he does. Man.
I mean, what are the
my new
odds?
hero.
Like,
They did ESPN did a whole thing on this guy. They had a while ago.
do you know how amazing that has to be?
Yeah,
So like,
well, it's
let's
like-
say, I mean, the odds are, yeah, he's gonna go to left field or left center, something like that. But you still gotta,
you got to
you gotta be there. I mean,
also got to beat out the other people all around
yeah,
you too.
it's not like it's that simple as I'm gonna get the ball. And, you know, he went and got the ball.
Dude's got a price. They just didn't hit it yet.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a price.
Yeah, he's got a price. You know,
$1 Million Man reference? No. All right, anyway.
Oh.
Pablo Sandoval was benched after he was using his cell phone during an in-game bathroom break. He was caught liking sexy photos on
my
Instagram.
man. Yeah, well, when you're bored, you're bored.
So he was taking a dump in the game, pulled his cell phone out, started liking big booty hoes.
Ain't
on
San
Instagram.
Francisco anymore.
And he got caught. And they interviewed some, I think it was Verlander or something like that. He said literally every single person goes and uses their phone because there's a big major league rule. You can't use your phone during the game.
Right.
You can't be on active.
Well, didn't
internet,
wasn't
social media.
wasn't it in the World Series? What was his name? The guy that played for Phillies, flying Hawaiian. What's his name?
Victorino?
Victor was doing it right out there in the dugout.
Was he?
Well, they caught him. They caught him on TV. Actually,
Probably,
yeah.
maybe. But yeah, apparently you can't. It's a big
He might
rule.
be the rule now.
But Verlander was saying, it's like, everybody does it. He's like, you can't be liking things. You can't be sharing things. You can't be active. You can't have a footprint, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everybody does it, but Sandoval saw a big booty. He had to like it. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Wasn't playing well.
Video surfaces of a couple. We got two videos that surface. One of Gilbert Arenas. We all remember Gilbert Arenas.
Great ball.
Taking a cinder block. Originally, I was under the impression it was his girlfriend's car. It's actually his own car. With a cinder block, he was going after his own car. It's a Mercedes, by the way.
YouTube sensation.
It is now. And if you want to know the reason why, she messed up his Netflix account. She threw. Well, it's a little more than that, but that's what really threw him over the edges. He had his laptop, which contains his Netflix. He has the auto login, and she broke his laptop. He doesn't know his password. Gilbert Arenas does not know his password, so he tweeted, "Bitch messed up my Netflix. I can't get in anymore. I don't know the password."
How old a dude is this guy, man? He's got to be what? He's
Probably 35.
35. He's out of basketball, right? Still playing?
No, he's probably
Yeah.
earlier 30s than that,
Yeah.
actually. But don't mess with a man in his Netflix account.
No, I didn't
That
know-
is
I
a
didn't
cardinal
know.
Because when
sin.
it happens, you destroy your own car.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know.
On
Netflix-
video.
It
On
doesn't-
video.
Doesn't make sense.
The second video was a little more graphic, a little more not as funny. I don't know. And apparently this video was from 2013. Saints linebacker Junior Gillette. He was on a beach and it was a major brawl with women and men punching and assaulting them with a belt. The Saints said they were aware of it since in 2013. It just never got out. They sent the video to the NFL. NFL was aware of it. No fines came from it. But now that it got out, it's all over TMZ. It's all over World Star, all over Facebook. NFL's going to take action.
What are they gonna do?
The NFL's going to take action.
What are they gonna do? What do you think
I
they're
don't
gonna do? They're gonna fine them
Probably spend them 4 games.
for 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
what-
we're going back. We get to go back in history now. When you don't get, there's no such thing as not
See,
getting caught.
and one of the things
There's
is
no statute of limitations in the
I
NFL.
don't know, but one of the things that really bothered me, like not bothered me, but more I find comical, was the Saints pretty much dimed out the NFL. They said, "Yeah, we were aware of it. We sent them the video. We sent it to them." So now the NFL's got to be like, "Well, now they have to answer that question of, oh, we didn't get this. What do you mean?"
We know for a fact there's a lot of diming out that has to be done on the NFL that hasn't been in a long time. There's probably, come on, there's probably video after video, paperwork after paperwork, things that went on in the NFL.
We don't even know yet.
Because NFL back 5 years ago, they weren't into even chancing tarnishing their reputation.
Because you can't handle the truth. That's why.
Well, no, well, it's not that. They were building this empire back then. You know, the NFL was 5-10 years ago. They were powerful then. What they are now is, you know, they're part of the world. They're part of the world economy. The NFL. I mean, they run shit. You know, that they want to.
That they do.
So, I don't get like. All right. So was it him versus like a whole bunch of people? Is that what?
Yeah, it was him and like one of, I guess, like his friend. I don't know. And everyone's
like a group of people.
They're saying it was self-defense, but I mean,
well, evidently anybody in the crowd's not making a big deal about it. Just the person who got the video.
At the time, I guess they did.
Yeah, well, now,
if I had a video of an NFL player fighting me and my group of friends, right. Things go on Facebook. I'm calling TMZ.
Now they're going to
say, what do you want for this?
And now everybody involved in the video is going to probably want a piece of the action too.
Oh yeah,
if I'm in there.
They may not even realize it was an NFL player. I mean, he's just a guy on a beach.
Yeah,
real buff guy.
Well, the point being is this: you're going to pick on the really buff guy on the beach.
Yeah, that's why I never get about these fights.
Okay,
NFL linebacker.
That there's 5 guys. Like, oh yeah, oh look, a bear. Oh, he looks pretty hungry. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, you know,
let's bathe ourselves in raw meat.
Well, first of all, when people get drunk and they're having a good time, they look for the biggest guy. That's always something.
I don't do that.
I never did that.
Wrong. Muscle drinkers will do that. Beer muscles will always get you in trouble.
Man, if I'm going to start a fight with somebody, it's going to be someone that looks like you guys.
Yeah, but you can't.
Not like an NFL
you can't do
linebacker.
that. You do that, you get everybody come up against you. You go against the big guy, no one's stepping in for you. You know, there you go. All right, you started with the big guy. He was going to finish it for you.
All right.
Him and 4 of his friends, apparently.
Yeah. Former Texas A&M cornerback Clay Honeycutt. He's going to be on Big Brother this year. Yep. That's not the story, obviously. While he's away filming, his house got robbed because they knew he was away filming the show.
What do you put on Facebook?
I guess I know. Apparently, I don't know if the rule.
Probably got leaked out. You know,
yeah, got announced
CBS
there
or whatever.
7-inch flat screen, a Kindle Fire, an iPad, a laptop, 3 handguns, a jewelry box.
Oh,
it's all gone. But here's the thing: he still has no clue because per the rules of the show, you can't have any contact with the outside world whatsoever. So everybody else knows. His family's trying to get a hold of him and trying to call the show like, "Hey, he got robbed. Can we do something?" And they won't. He has no idea. He's the last person to find out he got robbed.
That's awesome. It's kind of funny though.
Catchy, huh? So you had some on the tip of your tongue there. Another sad day for you here, John. Johnny Football. He's retiring it. Said it's no more. He said he'll never see it again.
Yeah, he's told no more. That's what he was
told. He'll never see it again.
He's finally been advised. You know, he's seeing that he's not going to be able to do this and make any if he keeps doing it. You know, somebody's in his ear now.
He got a signing bonus.
It's too late for him, man.
It's not too late. He's been there for 1 year.
He's already blown it. He's got so many people disliking him on the field. That's the problem when the players on the field don't like you and they're after you to take your head off. That's a problem. Yeah. You know, you got to earn that respect. You do that first few years in the league, then they don't want to take your head off. Even the rules aren't going to save his ass. Is he still playing for Cleveland?
Yes,
he's dump his ass yet?
He was at Monday Raw last week. He was front row.
There you go, man.
And
he's focused. He's definitely focused.
Champion Seth Rollins called him out in a promo.
There you go.
He said, "I'm a champion." Something you guys will never know with him at quarterback.
Yeah.
Pointed to him. I think he even gave it to him.
Yeah.
That was the last time you'll ever see it, though.
Yeah, I bet.
Speaking of the Browns, the Cleveland Indians hosted the Tribute to the Browns night last Thursday, and they lost by a football score. They lost 17-0.
They do that.
They do that in Cleveland. In vintage, Cleveland Browns form, they lost by 2 touchdowns and a field goal. It's a zip.
Poor Cleveland.
Bad week. They lost the title, lost that, and they still Tim Tebow. Well, Johnny Manziel.
It's the same guy.
Yeah. St. Louis Cardinals. I'm sure you guys heard this one. Their front office was caught hacking the Houston Astros database and stealing their scouting info. The FBI is
probably goes on all over the place, man. But
probably doesn't because the FBI is involved, and this is a big story. And it's not like anyone's like, "Oh, well, this is the kind of thing that always happens." No, there's no one saying that.
Yeah, no one's saying it. But you think about what you can do. Think about the technology that you can get, what you could do to get the edge. This is another edge. This is another way of getting an edge in sports. That's all it is. You get caught, and you move on to the next.
But of all teams, though, you really want to steal the Astros.
I guess they have.
Well, let me tell you
first place.
The Astros are playing good ball, and
they got a good farm system.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, and no one's going to get hurt. There's still going to be a couple fines will go out there. They'll stop doing it. They'll find a different way to do it that you can't get caught by the FBI.
Obviously, you get caught somehow because somebody left a cyber footprint somewhere to get caught like this.
Well, apparently the Cardinals GM or something like that. I don't know. The Astros GM was a Cardinals guy. When he went there, some disgruntled employees.
And thus goes the stupidity of it. If you're going to do stuff like that, and you're going to let everybody know you're doing it in your organization, and you better make sure everybody's staying around for a while.
Now, the $1 million question was, did he use the same passwords? And he did come out and say, no, I didn't use the same passwords. Because they have a database, to log into it. He said, no, I did not use the same. I didn't carry over the same passwords.
Is that true?
Everyone just assumed like he probably just kept the same passwords, and they knew what it was. They tried it, and it worked.
Right. But it's funny how St. Louis is on top, Houston's on top, and they're bitching.
It's funny how the Cardinals, a model team.
Oh, big. Yep.
Stealing.
It's the Tom
cheating.
Brady syndrome.
That's what you got to do. You got to cheat to win. Just don't get caught.
Listen, look what we've been talking about this entire night. Steroids cheating, gambling cheating, system cheating, every way to get an edge in sports. That's what sports is all about. The rules are the rules. Guys hold on the offensive line. Why? Because they cheat. That's how you do it. I mean, there's so many different things you can do in the sporting world, in anything in life. But to get the edge, you gotta bend the rules. That's why the rules are made. They're made to be broken, right?
And look at this. I mean, who the people we're talking about? Pete Rose, hit king.
Right.
Cardinals, World Series champions.
Right.
Barry Bonds, home run crown. These are all the cheaters we're talking about.
Cheaters win.
They're winners.
That's the deal.
Patriots, cheaters, winners.
I'm trying to think. I don't know many cheaters who got caught who lose.
You usually don't hear like, the Cleveland Browns are caught cheating. Like,
right.
No, it usually seems to be the guys who are winning.
Cheats. That's exact point being. I mean, let's go back to. Didn't Steinbrenner get in trouble back in the 80s?
Like
tampering with something. He had to leave the team for a while because he was cheating. Somebody's doing.
I don't know exactly what he did.
It was money being
There's something
funneled.
where he got in trouble.
He got in trouble for that. I don't know if he's funneling money somewhere or that whatever. There was something going on there during the heyday or whatever. And then after that, they went downhill for a little bit. But that's you're right. If you look at everything we're talking about, it's all about cheating to get an edge.
Cleveland Cleveland. I did that one. Phillies. They're down 18-3. We all remember that great game. Jeff Francoeur on the mound. They tried to call to the bullpen to get him out because he couldn't get anybody out. And of course, in vintage Phillies fashion, phone was off the hook. Yep. Couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sums up the Phillies in a nutshell.
Chase Utley opened his mouth.
He was not happy about that.
Not happy at all. And you know what? Is he right?
Because God forbid the guy making $900,000 blows out his arm.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares if Jeff Francoeur gets hurt? No offense to Jeff. I like Jeff. He seems to be a nice guy.
It's not the smart move to put Francoeur in that position to start throwing two.
He's got a hard.
But he took 2 innings. He took 2 innings of pitching. Yeah, and well too. Actually,
no, not well.
The first inning was good. The first inning
he gave 5 runs.
The second inning he gave it the 5 runs.
Sadly for the Phillies, that is good these days. 2 innings, 5 runs, not a bad out for the Phillies.
Chase Utley just looking for something to get angry about. I guess.
Yankees catching prospect. I should have mentioned this when we're talking about the ransoms and stuff. Yankees. How about this game, by the way? Check out this game. Yankees catching prospect Wes Wilson. The guy's, I believe, AA. I don't know exactly where he's at. Caught 15 innings. Game 1 extra innings. He caught 15 innings. Then in Francoeur fashion, went out on the mound, threw 2 perfect innings.
Tough guy.
Came in bottom of the 17th, hit the walk-off game-winning home run.
See, that's legendary stuff.
That's good stuff.
Put that guy in the Hall of Fame. You're not going to see that too often, right?
The ball hit a home run and landed in the team's bullpen. So the pitchers have it. They gave him a note after the game. They said, keep in mind, it's also his first career made home run as a professional baseball player. They said, Wes, we have your first career professional baseball. However, in order for you to retrieve this ball, you must give us the following things. And every pitcher made a list of the things they want, including such thing as Chinese food. One guy wants new shoes. One guy wants someone to catch more side bullpen sessions. So they all have their lists. And they say, you're not getting this ball unless he follows through with all of them. So
that's a rookie killer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a fun-loving story.
That's
minor league baseball.
That's good hazing. That's a good hazing story. We never hear good hazing stories.
Give me $20K to buy my jersey number.
Right. And also that's a stat. That's a stat or a happening in baseball that should be, put up somewhere. Yeah. That's a Hall of Fame type.
Catching 15 innings alone's tough. Throwing 2 perfect innings is tough. Hitting a first career home run and a walk-off is tough.
He
did it in the same game.
You probably won't see that again.
No.
That's the first. And
we'll probably never hear his name again. Right. I mean, I'm assuming in 10 years he'll be the best catcher in baseball.
I mean, that's the type of thing that I know he's not Hall of Fame, but if you have an area in the Hall of Fame for because in baseball you have those happenings.
Yeah.
There's those things. It's like when you go to football, you look what's his name at for the Eagles through 7 touchdown passes.
Mhm.
That goes into the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
because that's his moment. That's a Hall of Fame moment,
Mhm.
not a Hall of Fame career. There's got to be separation for that. Something like this should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Put
oh,
it in
yeah.
there. It's like somebody hitting for the cycle. It happens so unoften or so rare that when it does happen,
I don't think Cycle's eyes up there anymore. But you said with no hitters, of course.
think about a cycle, man.
Cycle, cycle's probably harder than a no hitter.
No, I'm saying, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's. I don't think they put anything of theirs.
I don't think that it's hard to no hitter. I think the opportunity to hit the cycle is it's rare to have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
A no hitter, you got the opportunity to do it all the time.
Yeah.
To get the when you always hear about when the person gets the triple, then they start talking. Every time you get that triple out of the way,
The triple, the
double
hardest.
out of the way. Yeah, double, yeah.
The triple's the hardest. Yeah.
Here's our weekly WNBA update. I know you guys been dying for this one.
Weekly.
The Portland Timbers. Actually, sorry, that's a different one. I'll get that one next. The Chicago Sky starred Elena Della Don. Apparently, she's from Delaware. She's a big phenom. She had made an and one as the time was closing for the lead. Unfortunately, she didn't make the basket. She shot it, missed it. Somehow they gave her credit for the bucket. She made her and one for the go-ahead points. It would have been such a better story if they won, but then the other team came down and hit a shot with no time left to win the game. But they had it on, and then they had the video of it. She just flat out missed the shot, and the ref goes, "All right, that's in, and here's one shot." And then the commentator's like, "Well, that ball didn't go in." What? And they never went. Nothing ever happened with it. And if that lady missed the game winner, they would have won by 1 point, and that was the 1 point they didn't get. So I wish she missed the game winner. Unfortunately, they made it. But I don't know how you missed that. Portland Timbers. Here's our MLS update. Portland Timbers beat the Seattle Sounders 2-1 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open. Like my voice there, my thing doesn't really matter.
Your sportscaster's voice.
The Sounders finished with 7 guys. They had 4 red cards, 4 guys sent off. One of the 4 is Clint Dempsey, the U.S. national star. How did he earn his red card, you ask? Well, when somebody else got a red, he walked over to the ref, stole his notebook out of his pocket, and ripped it up in pieces and threw it on the ground. So he got a red card as well. I guess he had to get rid up for it though because the guy had no notebook left. But that's the face of U.S. soccer. I like that. I actually love that story when I saw that. Just imagine going up to the NFL ref, grabbing his flag, like, nope, you don't get this anymore.
You don't get
You're done with this.
They're an ornery bunch of boys, aren't they? They're just boys will be boys. They're just silly.
This was actually a late breaking one. It happened while the show was we were going on. Good old P. Diddy.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, he got arrested. P. Diddy.
P. Diddy got arrested?
P. Diddy.
What did he do?
Combs.
What did he do?
He assaulted. He's being charged with assault with a deadly weapon. And that deadly weapon, you ask? It's a kettlebell.
Yeah, it is.
It was. He attacked the UCLA strength and conditioning coach. Who is that strength and conditioning coach, by the way?
Coaches his kid.
Well, yeah, it's Sal Alassi. That name sounds familiar. He was the old Jets strength and conditioning coach who stuck his lug out on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. That's the same guy.
Yep.
Not a fan. Diddy's not a fan of his. Diddy tried to attack him for I'm playing his kid enough. Who knows?
That's too. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's okay. Come
on, man.
And we'll end with a positive story. Let's see if I can find this girl's name. I don't even know if I know something French. Oh, Melissa Mailloux. Yes, it's a girl. She's the first woman to be approved by Major League Baseball to be signed as an international talent. She's every year they sign all the Cubans and the Dominicans. So she's gonna be right there with the list. If anybody wants to sign Melissa Mailloux,
What is she? She a pitcher?
She's a 16-year-old third baseman. I don't know what she is. I don't know, but we're getting closer.
Right. Probably the only sport it can happen in.
And I will say that they did say it's not as nothing as it sounds. You need to be approved to get on this. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm a free agent, sign me." Major League Baseball needs to approve you, and they approved. So they said, "Yes, you guys can sign her. She made the cut." So look out for her. Look out for Melissa.
Here we go, man.
Put on the Phillies, man.
Yep. Why can't women play baseball?
Yeah.
You know?
She's a shortstop, by the way. Shortstop.
Well, you need one. All right, man. That's the Wool Report. Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Mikey Wall to my right. This is the Sports Goombahs. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for our sponsors. We will catch you next week. Same place, same time.
Same Goombahs.
Check out our future podcast for every one of our shows. Should be up and running by the end of the week.
You can download it on a podcast form, MP3.
Right. There you go. You don't have to no hassle listening, we call it.
Plug it in a car on a long drive.
There you go. That's right. 2 hours of pure bullshit. Guys, take care. Have a good one.
Sports Goombahs on Twitter.
Yeah.